All right, so if you're watching, this is where if you're watching live, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here. If you're watching the recording, we're going to be picking up here with part 3 of our Elizabeth of the Highlands stream on Emperor difficulty. In the last session, we ended up fighting our first war, a very minor border skirmish. We sniped a settler that was going to settle in our terrain. Let me go ahead and show that on the map. So we were in competition with Suryavarman, the Khmer leader, and he had a settler right over here. He was going to settle in the area where Lyimograd is located right now. So we declared war, killed the unit defending the settler, stole the settler, which then of course became a worker, and then settled the spot for ourselves. And then we were able to poach this city, aptly named Poached. Was a barbarian city. There was one unit left in it. We managed to grab it and snag it. And then we settled this, Old Town Road, in the meantime. Also, what is this? I honestly do not remember what this settler is doing here. Does anyone on stream remember? Why is there a settler here? Oh, yes. It's going to this. It's going here. It's going to the stone. Yes. That's what we're going. Okay. Anyway, welcome. Hi guys, Douglas, Jack, something Magnus, going to the stone. Thank you guys. Yes, the Twitch delay on Twitch stream strikes again. I was just like, what am I doing with this unit? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I can even load it up next turn. Excellent. So I can actually build wonders. Yeah. Now the sad thing is, almost all of the stone-based wonders are already gone. The stone-based wonders are a little bit earlier in the game. The marble-based wonders come a bit later, but it will be very useful for Oxford University. It'll cut the build time down. So what I could do is I could actually build something else and then come back to Oxford when I have the stone connected. That would probably be the smarter course of action, honestly. Like, if I'm going to settle the stone, why not just work on other stuff first and come back to Oxford as soon as it's connected? So I think I'll do that. I'll finish the monastery, and then I'll start working on National Epic, which I've decided I'm going to put in the capital, and then I'll go back and build Oxford as soon as the stone's connected. Since the stone's coming in like 3 turns, I'm not really wasting any time by doing this. This is just a casual game, R6. Highlands map is unique. I'm not sure I would necessarily call it gimmicky, but it is different. If I zoom out here on the map, and I go to the bear map here, you'll see that it's very, very heavy on peaks. It's also unique in that the top part of the map is full of tundra and plains tiles and even ice tiles, whereas the bottom of the map is much more fertile. I'm kind of lucky I started on the bottom side of the map. I have played starts on a Highlands map on the top side that's much more hostile. So we also now have a full revealed map because we're able to trade for world maps with the other leaders. I am in the process of still slowly trying to convert Gilgamesh over to my religion. I've got some of his cities converted, but there's still quite a few more to go. I've been like slowly sending Confucian missionaries up there. It would be nice if I could flip him into my religion, but I still have a ways to go. Got maybe half of his large cities. Also, it looks like there's a Barb city here. Illinois is a Barb city name, so looks like a Barb city spawned there, and then Gilgamesh captured it. If I'd been more on top of this, I actually could have maybe captured it, but would have been strategically difficult to hold, let's face it. Next city spot for me is probably this one. These are pretty low quality cities though. They have 0 resources. Still better to found them sooner rather than later. And that's true, yes, Dark Kuna, that's a really good point. I can also knock out Moai. Fishy McFishy is obviously the city that wants Moai. Yeah, so the kind of the immediate long-term goal, medium to long-term goal is to tech up to rifling, unlock redcoats, draft redcoats, and use them to run over Suryavarman. I can almost certainly get redcoats while he's still on longbows, and that's a very one-sided matchup. All right, so let's, as we said, work on National Epic. Again, it's sad I don't have marble, but I do not. And yeah, that city looks pretty good. Catapult. So I'm going to churn out some catapults. I can almost one-turn these. You can never really have too many catapults, so I probably want to build like 4 or 5 of these, and then also get some trebuchets, just because they are also... they're not really good against units in the field, but they're very good at taking down city defenses, and we know the AI loves to build city defenses in this game. Terror has all the key buildings, Barracks, Granary, Forge, so it doesn't really need to do much else. I think I might have it train a couple missionaries right now. Oh, the other thing it needs is it probably should get a courthouse. Yeah, probably should get a courthouse. This city has like no commerce, so there's very little point in bothering to build like a library or anything. This is just going to be a pure unit producer, but the courthouse is useful to get. Okay, so what do we have here? Granary and library. We probably want forge next then. Probably forge into courthouse, because courthouse is pretty bad here. You don't want to use the one catapult siege like AI and Survivor, no. Yes, there's quite a modding scene for R6. That's a good question. There's quite a modding scene for Civ. All right, so let's load up. I should probably put at least one unit on that boat. Especially because there's a barbed warrior over there. All right, so we'll rally you to that tile as well. There is something very satisfying about firing a bunch of catapults at once. All right, so Hidden Valley popped its borders. Very nice. So we're going to connect the gems and then mine that iron tile. I have quite a few gems. So I should hold off on this chop until I have stone connected and then chop it into Oxford. So in the meantime, there's not a ton for this guy to do. I guess I could road the tile. Oh, we already... Oh, geez. Whoops. We already have a cottage on that tile. We must have finished it with the other workers. That's okay. I'll road the tile. There we go. Old Town Road. This is not an especially great city, but we can cut down the trees and put cottages on it. This is where we used the Great Artist Culture Bomb earlier. So this is where I'm currently rallying units onto this tile. I have a bunch of them on go-to orders. Could have an amphibious elephant, yes. There is a way to disable espionage. It's an option before you start a game. You can choose to turn off espionage. Good question. Yeah, you kind of do want to chop down almost every single tree in this game. It's usually not worth it to preserve them for lumber mills, except in very rare cases. Like Lyamograd probably wants to save these for lumber mills, but most cities do not. All right, so we're still break-even research at 50%. Like, we're in very good shape when it comes to GNP. It helps playing a financial leader like Elizabeth in that regard. All right, so yeah, you keep a couple more cats. That's 2 now. All right, so Endeavor has... Yeah, it can grow onto this tile. And I think we're good for the moment because I'd prefer to have water mills down here. We'll need an aqueduct at some point as well. Probably when it gets to -2 health. This is a flat map. There are some... No, you can select... Highlands, I think, has some selectable options. Maybe I'm wrong. Boy, Desert Oasis is a really good city, isn't it? Really, really good stuff here. So, where do I want to send these guys next? Because I've got 2 workers here. Don't really need to road this tile, to be honest. I guess they could watermill this tile just while they're in the area. Because like Dune is a sufficient number of improved tiles for the moment. Considering that this city has has 1 resource, well 2 I guess, but has very little food here. It's a pretty good city. 37 beakers per turn and some nice international trade routes. Will I need workers? Yeah, eventually. But I do have workers right here. Actually, let's see what's over there first. Oh, there's a fish. Okay. That means we need to put the city on the tile where the warriors are standing. Because I was going to put it directly on the stone, but if I go 1 tile north, I can actually get the fish in range and turn this from just a junk resource city into a legit location. So we are going to need workers. And in fact, I'm going to load them up next, almost, yeah, I'm just going to load them up immediately. Well, next turn. I'm going to want 2 of them. So this guy can come over here and start chopping. Yep, as Snotspambot said. By the way, hi Shell Thought. Fishtail single-handedly saved the city from being it was just going to be a resource dump. Also a barb city too, by the way. You can put half a turn into a cottage there, or 1 turn into a cottage there. You're going to move on to that boat next turn. Yeah, that takes me back to this issue. So I don't see much point in roading that hill tile, but I can road this tile and also move towards this tile here. All right, so we'll pick up feudalism and then going back to saving gold again. Yeah, see, like right here, I'm working a whole bunch of weak tiles. Pretty good base production though. So they managed to finish a chop here. Now look at the chop. We get the really nice bonus from that forest chop there. 30 base, and then we get the plus 25 from having a forge, and then another plus 25 from Confucianism. So that really speeds along that courthouse nicely. And once we have the courthouse, we'll just build units, maybe some missionaries, like I said, because I am going to need... Are there any cities down here? All right, well, there aren't a lot of cities here that need missionaries, but I wouldn't mind churning out a couple missionaries for Gilgamesh's territory. That way Fishy McFishy could stop having to interrupt its builds to keep whipping missionaries. And in fact, on that note, with that plan in mind, let's see, because let's start moving the galley over in that direction, just out of the plan to get missionaries out of terror instead of missionaries out of Fishy McFishy. Killing natives for resources, the true British Empire experience. Yeah, something like that. No, serfdom's not a very good civic in this game. So serfdom does have its purposes. The time that you want to use serfdom, or the place where it's the best is if you're playing a late era start. Like if you do like a medieval era start or a Renaissance era start, you start with cities that have greater than pop 1. Like you'll start with a city that's like size 3. And you just need to get so many tile improvements down so quickly that serfdom really, really helps in doing that. Okay, so where do we want to go next? Like I said, the next major goal was for rifling. But we probably should pick up the Free Great Merchant at economics. Like that should probably grab that. Don't really need compass because I don't really need explorers or harbors. Like I have exactly 1 fish in my entire empire, and I have very few coastal cities, so the harbor is not going to be terribly useful. Optics similarly, no whales. Caravels are not going to be very helpful on this map. Theology, I will want theocracy when I'm ready to draft, but until I'm ready to draft, it's not that significant. So yeah, I think going towards economics, land the Free Great Merchant, and I can also go into free market. It's not worth burning a turn of anarchy to do so, but when I trigger a golden age, I'll want to pop into free market. So yeah, let's head to economics right now. And, oh yeah, and we want to pick up our stock exchanges. That's right, it's our unique building. Stock exchanges are great. Yeah, so guilds, banking, economics, and then we'll probably head for rifling after that. This will also unlock knights at guilds, and I will definitely want to build some of them. Alright, so this city, I think the next thing is to just have this worker chop this. Alright. So you guys hop on board. They can disembark on the stone tile next turn. Slowly starting to accumulate some force up here. Of course, I could have unloaded directly onto this tile, but I didn't know that the fish were there. Let's see. I think I do want this. Do I want this tile roaded? Is it worthwhile to sink a turn into roading this tile? Well, I've got every tile around it roaded, so I don't really think I need to. So let's just go here. And we will chop mine this. And the reason why I say chop mine it is because I want to continue using the plus production from the forest until the mine is done, as opposed to chopping first, like you often see me do. Alright, so let's get that watermill. Watermill is not very good right now, but it becomes much better as you advance through the tech tree. Alright. Hidden Valley is ready to whip its granary. Oh, it's actually down to a 1-pop whip now. Huh, I was hoping it would be a 2-pop, but that's fine. Want to get that granary done. This is the... I probably was 1 turn earlier was probably the proper time to whip it. That's fine. We'll get a... Yeah, 1 turn earlier would probably be proper turn. Oh well. So next we'll go over and mine that iron tile, which I have fortunately already roaded. And then we'll try to clear out the jungle. This is actually going to be a pretty good city. It's just not going to have that many tiles in the end. It can work. Alright, so you roaded this. Yeah, why don't you just hang out roading some tiles up here for the time being until I'm ready to chop that, which will be in like a turn or 2. Saddened by how few people he can kill at once. You do not need harbors to connect cities across water tiles, correct? Not needed. Trade routes, right now my trade routes can flow along coastal tiles. They can't flow along ocean tiles yet. Yeah, I really need to get some stock exchanges up too. And then we'll want to get Oxford University. Then we'll want to get Oxford built somewhere. The logical place would be in Fishy McFishy, but that's because it's my Confucian holy city. The problem is I don't think I'm ever going to get a great profit, so I might just put Oxford in like a random high commerce city, or not Oxford, Wall Street. I might just put it in a random high commerce city like Desert Oasis, because it's still worth building somewhere. Any special moment to whip production? So, generally speaking, you want to whip when a city can regrow back quickly. Let me find a city that's 1 turn away from growing. Like here, Poached. This is a great time to whip the city, and I should do so. I'm glad you actually put that in the chat, Picard. See how the city's 1 turn away from growing? So I will whip, and in particular, I'm going to whip off of bad tiles. Like these unimproved grassland forests are weak tiles. So whip the city now off those weak tiles. So the game, for some reason, seems to think that this tile is better than the cottage, which it's not. So like, look, now the city will immediately regrow. So it was size 7. Or it was size 8. It drops back to size 5. It'll immediately be back to size 6 on the very next turn. So you're avoiding turns where you're at a lower size. Whipping using slavery civic. Good question. There is one exception to that, and that is when you're whipping a granary. You want to whip a granary when the food box is roughly half full, because the granary fills up. Basically, what the granary does is it saves food. Let me see if I can highlight it. Stores 50% after growth. So you want to whip for a granary when the food box is half full, and then it fills up the granary as the city grows. So granary is the only real exception to that. Otherwise, you generally want to whip when a city is about to grow to another size. Oh wow, they're actually going to attack me. Okay, well, if the your Patrick Stewart has killed a barbarian, pretty good stuff. All right, let's get one more catapult there. So like the city has now grown back, and now it's working both cottage tiles, and now we've got the forge for bonus production. So all our future whips will get that extra production. Next thing here is definitely a courthouse. We have some nice overflow here. The city's actually got pretty decent production because it's got the horses and it's got the cows. All right, so we've got our granary here. Look at this. At 8 maintenance per turn, even though the city's only size 3. So we'll go forge here as well. And this is the kind of the long-term path, is start with the forge so that all your future whips do more, get higher benefit. Because if you have forge plus organized religion, you're getting 45 production per whip as opposed to 30, which is the base amount. All right, anyway, so yeah, go ahead and chop this. Desert Oasis. I love one turning these catapults. All right, so let's found. Oh, we need a name for the city, by the way. Versailles. That's right. We can probably get Forbidden Palace up somewhere too. Lymagrad would be a good spot for Forbidden Palace. High production, low commerce. Isle of Stone, Gibraltar. Ooh, Gibraltar's pretty good. Isle of Stone's not bad either. I think I like Gibraltar though, because it's on a little island by itself. Actually not island, peninsula by itself. Just blocked off by mountains, presumably. So we're going to need the city to expand borders, and the best way to do this to start is actually to build culture, because we can pop the border in 3 turns, and then we'll be able to work. Also, we don't need a courthouse here, we need a workboat for that fish. So we'll use the whip overflow to build the workboat, and it should be able to get up to that fish. Also, okay, so we're going to need the galley to get up here. Yeah, we want to capture this city because it's got a corn. And that's, I don't know if I have corn. Oh, wait, yes I do. I've got a corn resource here. What's the, I'm missing wheat. That's the other granary resource I'm missing. I don't have wheat. Border with India. We're actually going to be right next to Babylon here. So yeah, we want to capture this city as well. Although it's size 1, we do have to let it grow to size 2 or it will be auto-raised. Must be a new barbarian city. So yeah, we need to hang out here for the moment. They're going to need to both road and also quarry that tile, so it will take them a couple turns. That's okay. Be able to finish Oxford almost immediately once they're done. I should grab a couple of these units and just go get ready to take the Barb City. Like, they only have archers over there after all. Let's have some of these maces. They'd be good units to use for that. Yeah. We'll just take 2 maces up there and at least kill 2 of the 3 archers. Yeah, Babylon definitely can't reach that on land. It's blocked off by these peaks here. Blocked off there. And then it's blocked off from Russia by this peak, this lake, and then these peaks here. So this is isolated. The Barb City should grow relatively fast if it's working the corn resource, which it should be. And I am going to need missionaries for up there too. Barb cities work pretty much just like normal cities. Alright, so we do want to whip this forge. I'm going to whip it as soon as the city grows back. It's got to finish growing there. So I'm trying to keep an eye on that. But Terra's going to finish the courthouse, and that's nice. In addition to everything else, the courthouses do give me more espionage points. So we're about to get Ahsoka's demographics. You can still see Suryavarman. We're going to have to put some points into Hammurabi there. We can't see Gilgamesh, but eventually we'll be able to. Yeah, the AI does not manage its cities great. I know it's not shocking. Alright. Catapult. How many catapults do I have? Just out of curiosity. I'll check that there. So I am going to need missionaries for Gibraltar and Nubian, whatever it ends up being. It's a somewhat longer travel time from Terror up to Bad Tabira. Oh well. I can almost one-turn guilds. 600 beakers, that's pretty good for this stage of the game. But I wanted to see how many catapults I had. 6. Okay, 6 is enough for the time being. Let's get 2 or 3 trebuchets then. I can't one-turn these. These are 2-turn builds because I'm getting 40-ish production, 42 production, I think. So the trebs are 2-turn builds. Ship indicates that the city's working a coastal tile. Which city is that? Like Old Town Road's working a coastal tile, but that's because these are lake tiles. Oh, the Barb City. Oh yeah, huh. You guys are right. Okay, well, we'll see. It'll go to size 2 eventually. I don't want to build a settler for up there. I do want to build settlers eventually for these cities. In fact, I should probably do that sometime in the nearest future, just to finish settling all together. All right, you guys can now cottage that tile. So how many turns do we need here? So it'll take 3 turns to quarry and then 1 turn to road. That's fine. So Victory will probably get its national epic done first and then go into Oxford after that. Slightly delays it, unfortunately, but oh well. I am going to grow onto this tile, and then I'm pretty much out of tiles to work. I guess I'll have to mine the Desert Hill tile for one last tile to work. I don't know why the Barb Civ's in desperate need of commerce. Yeah. Barbs do conduct their own research. They get some text for free, but they also conduct their own research. Alright, so not the time to whip yet. So note that terror is not really growing. It's pretty much capped out on food. It can get to size 7 at the current food allocation, but that's fine. Like if it gets to size 7 and it's working 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Grassland Hill mines, that's pretty good. That'll get the city up to, what, it'll have another 6 production? Something like that. For a little city that has pretty weak terrain, that's not bad. You've seen Barbs build the Temple of Artemis. That's pretty funny. Alright, so we built the courthouse here. How many more do I need? Oh, I can build Forbidden. Alright, well, let's do that right now. Again, since I'm not really in a situation where I need to churn out troops right now, we might as well just do the Forbidden Palace while we can. Because there's not really anything else the city really needs to build, and this is a good spot to put it. I've got a lot of cities in the immediate area surrounding it. You also need a courthouse here. I had to use the whip overflow. Had to use the whip overflow for the workboat in order to get Gibraltar off the ground. Alright, so Gibraltar's going to pop borders next turn, so let's go ahead and take advantage of the culture bug by queuing up a granary behind it. A little cheesy to do that, but it does work. So Terror's got its missionary. There we go. Alright, so base production 13, and then when it grows onto another Grassland Hill mine, it'll hit 16, because it'll be plus 3 more, and then with the forge it hits 20. So 20 production per turn is a nice round amount. I could do 2-turn missionaries as a result, and then later I can do 3-turn war elephants, or what are knights again? I can't recall exactly what knights are in terms of production, but yeah, but good stuff. Alright, so this market's almost done. I'm almost out of stuff to whip here too, by the way. Might be at the point in time where it's almost better just to let the city sit here and work its tiles as opposed to whipping it. Because I can mine these hill tiles here and give it some pretty nice production. That's probably what I'm going to do next, is after cottaging. Alright, let's see. Missionary is going to go do. This is probably the tile to sit on then. How close are they? Alright, almost ready there. We're just going to finish off Terror, and then I'll start working on Laimagrad. I had a suggestion from Cohen by email that it might be worthwhile to windmill some of these tiles, and I think he's right. It would be useful to windmill at least some of these. I could whip a couple, yeah. Yeah, just keep whipping more settlers at a desert oasis. This city has just awesome land. 5 floodplains, the double, and then the double ivory tiles. Plus 1, 2, 3 grassland river tiles. 4 really, because this is being borrowed by other cities. Good stuff for sure. Alright, and Victory is now capped out on food, which is fine because it's at the happy cap anyway. And the only other tile to work is a desert is a desert hill tile, which is a very weak tile. So this city's in perfectly good shape for the moment. What's the production right now? All right, so 19 base, and then it's getting doubled, which is not super high or anything, but I'll take it for the moment. All right, Fishy McFishy is going to be ready to whip its forge, and it can probably go into Moai. I'll let it grow until it's one turn away from growth, then I'll whip the forge and I'll overflow into Moai, because we'll have stone connected at that point. All right. So knights are 90. Okay. No, I'm not going to have it banking. Banking is a very cheap tech, by the way. Like, compare guilds. Guilds is 1560 beakers. Banking 1092. It's almost half. Well, not half, but it's like... guild is almost half again the cost of banking. Just kind of weird that this tech is so cheap, but... Guilds has some very powerful stuff at it. Knights, number one. Knights are amazing units. Great, great units. And then grocers are pretty nice too. I can use grocers for the health in this game if nothing else. Banana, sugar, spices, sugar, wine. How many of those do I actually have? Bananas, spices, sugar, wines. I have bananas. I have spices. I have sugars. I have everything except wine. So the grocers are +3 health. That's pretty darn good. All right. So I want to get another few trebuchets, and then I'm going to just go knights out of this city. Because knights are awesome, as previously established. Alright, so let's send this missionary off to the new city we're about to found, or to Gibraltar. Although that does mean the galley is... Actually, it's not going to be ready, is it? Because 1, 2, 3, 4... Alright, well, let's do this. We'll unload one of you, head back to pick up the missionary, and then we'll come back. That's probably not the most efficient way to do this, but whatever. All right, anyway, so finish the quarry. Is it done? No. All right, so quarry's done now. And I have the choice. I can work the fish tile, but it's actually better to work a 1-4 tile than a 2-0-3 tile, even though the city's not going to grow. So we'll work this tile because the yield is so much better right up until... Oh, wait, the stone... Wait, is this... Oh, wait, that's right. So we're connected by sea to the rest of the empire, but the stone itself needs to be connected with a road. So yeah, for the 2 turns it takes the workboat to move up there, I'll work the stone tile just because the yield is so much better. Anyway, so again, slowly building up this force here. And I know I trained pikes, but honestly those pikes are going to become, probably going to be upgraded into redcoats later, let's be honest. Here's the yield of the watermill. The watermill's base yield is pretty terrible. Just +1 production is all it does at first, so it doesn't really do that much. 1-2-1 is pretty awful, but there's a lot of stuff that boosts the output of watermill tiles. So like if we look at the improvements, watermill, not windmill, dang it. So +1 production base, another +1 production with replaceable parts, +2 with +2 commerce and electricity. Now that's way down the road. And then +1 food with state property. We are almost certainly going to run state property just because this is a good game to run it. A lot of room for using... Does it give food to windmills as well? I believe it does, if I remember. State property. No, workshops. Workshops, not windmills. But this is a pretty decent map with it because of the no maintenance distance. No maintenance costs from distance to palace. And if you notice, our palace is way over here in the corner of the map. Not very well situated. Yes, granary will finish at about half full. So we had the point about here that Douglas raised this. You cottage the grass tile northwest of the cottage and northwest of the capital instead of irrigating this. You are absolutely correct, and Cohen raised this point as well. The one thing is, I actually decided that I would rather just have another cottage for the capital because I'm really running a bureaucracy capital set up here. I decided I'd just rather have another cottage. So that's my answer there. But you are not wrong at all. All right. So now we've got that tile. I might not even work the iron. No, I got to work the iron tile. It slows down growth, but it's just such a good tile. I think I have to work it. So you guys might as well clean up this tile next. I also will probably chop and road this tile, just because it then provides an avenue of entry for an attack later on here. This poached, I whipped this recently. Poor poached. It's just growing so freaking fast. I know I could like split this off and assign it as a scientist, but I think I'd rather keep the city growing as fast as possible, even if it's onto mediocre tiles. But definitely needs more worker attention. Maybe I should shift these workers up here. That's where these guys can start heading west, because there's more work for John Henry and Moneypenny to do. There's not really anything left for them to do at Endeavor. Yeah, biology's a long way away. All right. Yeah, we're going to work on a few missionaries. It'd be nice to have roads up to that. You know, when these guys are done, they should probably just road these two tiles, here and here. Number one, it'll speed along a settler who drops on that tile later on. And then number two, it also makes it much easier to get missionaries up to this boat. Anyway, so yeah, you guys can just start heading to the west here. I know that they're kind of wasting their turn by not putting any turn into anything there, but sometimes you just need to reposition. All right, here we go. So finish the stone, there we go. Let's finish National Epic. No reason to hold it one turn away from completion, and then we'll chop into the Oxford next turn. The Oxford, of course. I love how this guy is just chilling here on the stone. I guess he's protecting the workers, you could say. So what I'm keeping an eye out for right now is looking for cities that are ready to whip something. Like Desert Oasis is, but honestly it's better just to let them, yeah, there's no reason to whip a market that's at that point. And Endeavor, I'm of course not going to whip. Fishy McFishy is probably the next one. Like Dune, honestly it's probably better just to work these tiles right now. At the very least let it, well, no, I can whip off this. I should have whipped it last turn because it literally just grew. Can I still get a 2-pot whip here? All right. We'll let it regrow onto that cottage tile. Yeah. Okay. Cram in one more city between Victory and Desert Oasis. Between Victory and no, I mean you could, but there's not really good tiles to work. Like that's the issue. There's just not much in the way of good tiles to work here. It's like, look, Desert Oasis is working these tiles here. Dune has got these tiles here. I mean, what am I missing? I'm missing some desert tiles, which are useless. You can't do anything with these. I'm missing like these tiles here. I mean, plains tiles that are non-riverside. I mean, I could. It just doesn't feel like it's really all that worthwhile. If it's low-quality terrain, it's probably not that great. Oh, I mean, Endeavor? Between Victory and Endeavor. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. Like, I could make a worthwhile city by splitting the bananas away from Endeavor, but I kind of would rather just have Endeavor be a really powerful city. Like, just to get, like, these tiles here. These are pretty weak tiles. Maybe in the like post-biology future where you can irrigate a plains tile and get 3 food from it, but I think for right now it's not worthwhile. I would certainly settle these cities first, and even these are pretty marginal. Especially this X here is really a weak spot. That spot there at least has a floodplains tile, but like the land's just very marginal. So there is a point. Oh, someone was trying to spy on me.
Are more dangerous than standing armies.
There is a point at which it's just not worthwhile to settle a particular spot because the land is just too weak in nature. All right, so there's Oxford. Nice. We get some nice overflow. That's my second treb. I'd like to get 4 of them. I don't want to have to waste a lot of time standing around sieging up enemy cities. I'd rather just be able to knock out their defenses in 1 or 2 turns. You just finished a market, so stock exchange. Yeah, stock exchanges will be the next big round of whips, and they are expensive. But they also are really worth quite a bit. Yeah, so skip the markets and grocers, go straight to the stock exchange. 65%. Oof, quite nice. No, financial does not provide double production of banks. Not for a long time. Alright, well, that only cut 1 turn off. Oh well. Still helpful. Look at all those modifiers. 16, 24, 19, and then plus 200%. Also note how the great person bar here. I'm probably going to trigger a golden age when I finish economics for 2 reasons. Number 1, I want to get I want to swap into free market, and it'll let me pop into there for free. But the other reason is it'll also accelerate my build of the stock exchange in Victory and then the Taj Mahal in Victory, both of which I really do want. I also might want to do Sankar here, although I literally have 0 religious buildings. It's pretty cheap, but I don't know. Might not be worth it though, because I literally am not building the religious buildings. We'll see. I'll think about it. Yeah, Desert Oasis. Well, Desert Oasis, I said, is most likely to be the Wall Street City event later on. All right, so now, of course, now we want to work the fish resource, now that we have it. And then we'll work the stone at size 2. And that city really does need... Now, this is, in theory, a better Moai city. This may actually be an even better Moai city than Fishy McFishy. Because Fishy McFishy is only working, and it's now time to do the forage here. Like, how many water tiles is Fishy McFishy really working? Gibraltar, on the other hand, is working nothing but water tiles. I don't know, we'll see. That said, Fishy McFishy is a much more developed city, so it might still be better to put it in Fishy McFishy. I'll think about it. What do you guys think? Alright, so these guys, I wanted to bring them further over here to the west. There's a lot of work for them to do up here. So they can just move on through for now. Fishy McFishy never gets anything good. The Dubai of this game. Well said. Alright, so that guy can convert Gibraltar next turn. So let's... What do we want to do next here? The next thing is probably chopping this and cottaging it. Might as well burn these chops right now while we can. And you can get back on the boat. Gibraltar... Yeah, Gibraltar will grow very quickly. This is a city where I do want to get a... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It has 9 water tiles. These I am not going to get control of, so it effectively has 9 water tiles. How's Hidden Fort? Let's see. Alright, well, it actually grows in the same amount of time here, so we might as well keep that going. Hill of Swords, ready to whip its university. Perfect time to do so. Note that it can whip off a weak, unimproved tile. There we go. Well, that dies tile. Jeez, I didn't even realize the dies had that much. I thought that the dies was 5 commerce, and then +1 for being on a river. 7 commerce tile, wow. Pretty nice. Definitely much better than the towns, the cottage tiles. Actually gonna expand borders. I can hook up another dice down there for trade bait purposes. That's long term though. There's more important stuff for the workers to do right now. And Forbidden Palace is almost done too. I was gonna say use those woods from, yeah. Well, that's true. That if you wanted to build Moai, that would be the, if we're building Moai here, we want to use the woods for that. Well, the thing is you can chop them into, you know, because wonders, you only get half whipping benefit. So, you know, you could chop them and then immediately like swap back off of. But it's probably better to just knock out the basic infrastructure first. Yeah, you know, even though it's going to take longer to get up and running, Gibraltar probably is the better place for Moai just because it has actual production. Like Fishy McFishy, even if I build Moai here, what does that do? It just means the city has 5 production instead of 1. Whereas Gibraltar can legit be a production city with the stone and then with 2 hills to mine. So these tiles, I'm not going to steal those tiles. I don't know how else to put it. All right, so here we're going to get ready for another stock exchange. Similar deal here. So stock, you can see the last thing I did was universities. Now it's stock exchanges. Also, wow, 2 different cities want me to build settlers. Okay. Here it's time to whip a forge. Unfortunately, it's down to just a 1-pop whip, which is too bad, but that's life. And then we'll do courthouse next, of course. Poached is almost ready to whip this. So someone researched Divine, right? Yeah, I don't know how Moai logically grants sea tiles more production. It just does, apparently. Alright, so for you, why don't you connect a road here? Yeah, chopping will finish the granary, and that actually will help the city grow much faster. Then again, I probably should put you know, if we're going to build Moai, I should just put the chops into Moai, because each chop with stone is 30 plus 30 plus 7, 67. So like 2 chops knocks out half of the cost. So yeah, let's do that. I'll just swap over next turn when I finish the chop. Because like I can whip the granary, I can't really whip Moai, at least not as fast. It's funny how this little city here off on the side is like going to turn into this really impressive production center. And these workers are coming up here to Old Town Road and Poached, which need more worker attention for sure. Like I'm trying to get up there and I just took a couple turns. Alright, so Limograd grew onto another. It's only getting +1 food right now. Probably, but I am at 16. So like 16 is a key number to be at because it's one of the numbers divisible by 4, so you're not losing out any production to rounding overflow. So being at 16 production is pretty nice here. Alright, and you can get on the boat. Start heading up in that direction. Alright, I think I need another turn of 0% gold. And Desert Oasis, you work the cottage over the water tile, of course. I can actually whip this for 5 pop. Let's maybe get that down to 4 pop. Still, at 100% gold, or at 100%, when I'm running 100% commerce in this city, I get 51 commerce. So add 65% to that. That's another almost 30 gold per turn. Like that's a lot from one city. And don't forget, I will pick up another trade route too if I get into free market. So yeah, economics. We're we're gonna get into free market. I'll use a great person. Do I have any great persons? Yeah, I have an extra great scientist, so I can use the scientist. I'm gonna get plenty more scientists here. I'm not planning on doing any too much crazy stuff in terms of great people during the Golden Age. I probably should go into pacifism. Maybe I could do something with poached here because it has so much food, but I would need to be in caste system for that, though. Oh, wow. We'll see. So, like, one of the standard tactics is when you go into a golden age, when you're in a golden age, you get plus 100% great person generation while you're in a golden age. And pacifism also gives you another 100%. And I'm also philosophical, so I get a third 100%. So what that means is 4 times great person production. So one common thing to do is when you go into a golden age is you swap into caste system, and then you just run a gazillion specialists when you're in the golden age. But I actually don't think that that would be all that valuable here. I can irrigate Desert Oasis by building a city on flat desert between it and the capital. I don't think that... Does that work? I thought that you couldn't build... I thought that you couldn't spread irrigation through a desert tile, even if you put a city on it. Does anyone know if that works? I could be wrong. I thought that that didn't work, that it still wouldn't spread through the city, but I could be wrong on that. All right. I think I want one more trebuchet. And seriously, stop asking me if I want more of these. Alright, so we got the forge. Now we need the courthouse next. Yes, you can settle in the desert. Yes. Oh, we got some border expansions. Nice. You can irrigate through one desert tile if a city's on it. Okay. Oh, hey, look, there's a ballista elephant here. Okay, well, I don't think he's about to attack me here. We'll see, though. Oops, what the? Oh, I hit one of the number keys. Whoops. Oh, well. I was planning to chop that tile. Oh well, I'll lose one turn. Get a little experience on our maces. I had them stand up here because I wanted to get some more vision. Alright, so back to Moai. Or for the first time over to Moai. There we go. So, yep, there you go, 72. And honestly, it might almost be better to workshop this tile. Because I'm not, this is not going to be a commerce city. Well, we'll see. Why don't we road it? And then, because then head over to that tile to chop it. When people have nature to despoil. Okay, because I knew that cities on hills do not spread irrigation. I thought it might also be the same with desert. All right, so let's see. This missionary, yeah, I don't have another city to spread it to, so we can just start heading off in this direction for the next galley convoy. You can carry 2 units in a galley, so. All right. That should be my 3rd trebuchet, is that right? Yeah. Okay, 6 catapults, 4 trebuchets, which should be able to cut through enemy defenses pretty quickly. All right, so you should go up here and mine this tile. All right, so we got a great person last turn, and it turned out it was a scientist. We had about 80% odds for the scientist. We can light bulb alphabet right now. I think we'll pass on that. So normally I would not road this tile, but I'm planning on putting a city there, so. Oh, I should have had this first guy convert Illinois. I think that the travel time to Illinois is shorter. 1, 2. It's only, let's see, from here it's 1, 2, 2, 3, as opposed to 1, 2. Yeah, Illinois is faster. I'll have to do that with future missionaries. Use Illinois as the missionary pipeline. All right, let's turn on science or economics. Yeah, might as well workshop. I would, yeah, because I would definitely would not want to work a 201 tile over like a 2 food, 1 production, 3 commerce tile. Too bad I couldn't get the Colossus earlier, or the Great Lighthouse. This would have been nice. Oh, he is declaring war. Okay, I'm surprised. I didn't think he would be declaring war. Well, now it's time to start doing knights. I am surprised. I didn't think he was going to go for that. Alright, so we've got a Ballista Elephant down here. Combat 2 Ballista Elephant. Unfortunately, I don't have a pike down here. All my pikes are up here. Huh, where is he going? This is a little bit earlier than I was expecting. Would be helpful if my maces weren't off in barbed lands. That's fine, though. We'll figure it out. I mean, Hidden Valley can always upgrade. So he's going to pillage the iron. I have an extra source of iron. Let's spend the 110 gold to upgrade this guy to a mace. Just because he's probably... Like, I could move here onto this tile, but then the Ballista Elephant probably attacks and kills him. Not ideal there, but... It's basically 1 turn worth of income. Now, they only have 1 movement point, so... I do want to get rid of this jungle, though. Let's... We've got a lot of catapults up there, don't we? Poached is somewhat vulnerable, but... So let's shift this clump of units up here to Old Town, next to Old Town Road, so I can cover both of these cities as needed. I have pretty good vision here. I don't think Lyimograd is a target. I guess we'll find out. But I should probably send 1 pike down to deal with that elephant. So let's start that process. Start one of them moving down there. Alright, just have these guys hang out here. I really didn't think he was about to attack me. Caught me off guard. Let's see what the power comparison is. And I also need to adjust my espionage spending. I've been putting points in Ahsoka for some time now. I almost have city visibility. It's okay. Alright, so Ahsoka I can see... yeah, let's put them for a turn on Hammurabi. Hopefully I won't, and then go back to Huayna for a turn, and then try to get them with Gilgamesh. Let's see what we got here. All right, GMP, yeah, you can see Huayna Kopek is by far the AI tech leader. It's not even close. Production, wow, I'm actually like tops in production now. Food, I'm running with Ahsoka for top food. Power, okay, so I'm much lower, but that's not surprising. The AI always builds more units than you. There's the culture bomb. Okay. So I know that I also got a tip that you can move into the cities to unload your missionaries, and that way they can start moving faster. But here I don't want to spend the turn moving into Bad Tabara and then back. I'd rather just unload right now. Start getting ready for the return missionary trip. Alright, so let's start chopping here. Old Town Road's also ready to... Oh no, I just whipped this. Never mind. If need be, I can put the chop into a military unit next turn. See if I can complete this road. Actually, only 1 unit in Rajvihara. So anyway, let's kill 2 of these archers and then get the maces back down for potential combat. Oh wow, that guy almost died. Holy cow. Okay, well, maybe let's promote so we have better odds. Alright, now we're gonna have to wait again for Nubian to grow to size 2. in order to stop it from being auto-raised. So down to 4 population. I think I'd rather let it grow a little bit further, though. Alright, so back to the granary for now. Gonna grow to size 2 and then it can work the stone, which will be nice. Alright, so we'll see. The AI probably has a stack somewhere. Because it usually doesn't attack unless it has a stack somewhere ready to go. By the way, thanks for subscribing, Licky Kitty. I think you've subscribed a couple different times, but I really do appreciate it. Is Hidden Valley going to be the target? That would not be ideal. Alright, so let's do stock exchange next. That'll give me quite a bit more money. Or it could just be that one ballista elephant again. Alright, so we're out of missionary slots right now. So let's work on some knights. They will be my go-to units. Oh, I forgot. I probably should have built stables for the cities that are going to build knights. Oh, well. Well, for whatever reason, this guy is not sending military units into my territory, at least not immediately. I'm fine with that. Time is on my side. Because I'm ahead in tech as compared to this guy. Alright. Let's get you on the boat. Although you're super low, so let's get you promoted to at least 1 level first. Surrey will be sorry. I mean, he will be eventually. Did I road that tile? Okay. I did. So let's get these 2 workers also up into this region where there's a lot that needs to be done. Like we can windmill this tile at Lymagrad first. Waiting for pickup. Alright, there we go. Also, now that I've used a missionary, I can actually train another missionary. Alright, so how are we doing in terms of Gilgamesh cities? 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I should just put on the religious lens here. Still got a ways to go. But I have 2 missionaries. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have 2 already produced, so 3 more maybe. Of course, that's assuming I don't fail the dice roll, which I might. Still not bad. I still can't get over how Waina Kapak is like the AI tech leader. He has all of 6 cities. Might be worth attacking later on someday, just because his cities are really high quality. We'll see. Okay, you just chill there for the moment. There we go. That gives us an easy passive attack right there when I'm ready to. I don't care that he pillaged the mine. That's fine. Alright, I will want to whip this when the city's closer to growing. Great Wall should have been whipped earlier. Although it's nice that it's working those 2 tiles. Still, I need to finish the market if I'm going to go onto the stock exchange. Yeah, I'll whip this when it gets ready to grow again. Definitely should have built the stables in Endeavor. That was a major mistake. We'll see. It might be possible to... He might ask for some money, but I think I can get him to convert. Definitely should. But now that I've actually fighting this guy, I don't really want to stop to build a barracks. Alright, let's see what he does. I pillaged the road. Okay, yeah, just keep giving me more turns for my... Keep giving me more turns for my pike to walk down there. Alright, stock exchange. Like, this pike is getting closer. And the pike, which gets plus 100% against mounted. I'll also head the knight in that direction, too. Working an unimproved grassland tile, sadly. Alright, so now we've got both of our top tiles in play. So we go back to Moai. Yeah, it's... Yeah, okay, Moai was apparently not hard to build in this city at all. It's already down to just 9 turns, and that's without any whip overflow at all. So we'll go back to the granary next turn. This is a little bit weird. Normally I would whip the granary immediately. I was trying to think... Yeah, I was going to say whether it's worthwhile to do so, but I think it is. Alright, maces. You guys get on down here. Let's adjust our espionage back again. I'm about to lose demos with Oinakoppak. Actually, I did just lose demos with him, so let's get that back again. Everyone other than Gilgamesh, who has absurd amounts of espionage. Knights do poorly against elephants, it's true. Because they get plus 50%. You are not wrong in that regard. So a lot of cities on stock exchange. Alright, well we are going to finish economics here at the end of the turn. So we're guaranteed to get the free Great Merchant. Because the player wins ties, as I've mentioned before. These stock exchanges, which are like 4 and 5 pop whips, are pretty painful. But they are great buildings once they're done. Yeah, one more turn of growth there before we whip. And the Forbidden Palace is going to finish too. Very nice. Then I can start building knights out of this city too. If you have a whole bunch of cities that can turn out knights in like 4 or 5 turns, that might not sound so great. It's like, oh, 5 turns for knight, 6 turns for knight. But if you've got like, 5 different cities that can do that, it's pretty darn good. Oh, here comes some more units. Here they're starting to put a stack together.
Empress is the most powerful force in the universe.
Alright, so now let's start driving towards rifling. Alright, so we finished the Forbidden Palace. The only question is, should we do the stable first? I say no. If we weren't already at war, I would think about it. Oh, we actually have enough overflow to finish Alphabet without even putting anything into it. Alright, so this guy's next to the city now. So he can pillage that, but I don't really care if he pillages that. I'll just repair it with my workers. And the pike can hit this guy next turn. See, the issue is this War Elephant is combat 2. So, like, even if I attack him with these guys, I actually get poor odds. Like, yes, I haven't promoted this guy, but the odds are still pretty bad. So just hit him with the pike next turn. Like, my pike will get, yeah, 90% odds. And if by some chance I lose, I'll clean up with my other units. Also, look at the Ballista Elephants. 8 strength and some nice promotions on them. That's why I have the catapults as well, is I can hit that stack with catapults and then clean up from there. We'll see though if we need to do that. Alright, you guys ready for Golden Age time? I'm not going to use the Great Merchant, I'm going to use the Scientist because I've got mucho Great Scientist on the Great Library. Alright, let's get this started. So all the yields jump up enormously. In a city like Endeavor, this means that we can almost one-turn knights. Pretty sweet city. Oh, I really wish I could work this tile. But I can't, unfortunately. I don't have enough food to do it. I could do this, but that city would starve. And it's only for +2 production, so no, it's not worth it. So yeah, 32. I get 72 per turn. That's almost enough to one-turn knights, because the knights are 90, so reasonably close to that. So that's going to be pretty sweet. Also, I can do this. Pop into free market. +1 trade. Minus 25 maintenance cost for corporations. I don't remember that. That must have been after I stopped playing Civ4 a lot. The +1 trade routes per city are really nice, and I get that for free. Now, I could have popped into, say, nationhood to draft units, but drafting maces aren't really that great. I also could have popped into pacifism as well, but I'm not running a gazillion specialists. I'm content just to... This is not a... I'm actually not using philosophical as well as you can in this game. But I'd actually rather stay in organized religion right now, because I'm going to continue whipping, even in the Golden Age. It's just, like, slavery civic's just too good right now, so I don't want to go into caste system pacifism. Yeah, elephants are pretty good units, and of course that's a unique unit. That's his ballista elephant. Let's look at the stats on them just real quickly. Units. Alright, so the default war elephant, 8 strength, 50% plus mounted, and it doesn't receive defensive bonuses. The ballista elephants are basically the same thing. The only difference is targets any mounted units first in combat, so they will deliberately hit your siege units. So you have to make sure your siege units are not going to get hit by them. And we should be okay in that regard. Alright, so... as I desperately continue to try to get in courthouses down here. Or maybe desperately is the wrong word. I can't move through that tile because it's an ocean tile. Alright, I think the pike's got this guy next turn. So let's move the knight in this direction. Up towards the front lines. Oh, they don't do anything special against sea. Oh, it's mounted units. Okay, you're right. Mounted units they target first. Okay. My mistake there. I'll just keep all these units together. I don't know if you can hear Sydney. He's right outside the door. Alright, so now finally this road is finished through here, or will be finished. And then this worker can go do more interesting stuff. I'm just really tickled pink that I can, like, almost one-turn knights in 12... Oh, and the other thing is, remember I built the mausoleum? Thanks to you guys suggesting it. I hadn't been going to build it, because I thought it was out of reach. I can build the... I get 12 turns of Golden Age instead of the default... default 8 on normal speed. So that's pretty nice. Desert Oasis at this point is a strong enough city that it should probably just build the stock exchange. Like, I don't think it's worthwhile to whip it for 4 pop when I can build it in 8 turns. So that seems pretty worthwhile to do. And I'll mine this tile too. Yeah, I might as well just build it and build the grocer, and then after that the city can just, I don't know, train units or something. Work on Wall Street, I guess. Although I need corporation for Wall Street, and that's going to be a little bit further down the line. Need 6 stock exchanges for that. Also requires going to Constitution. But yeah, so we're going for printing press next. Oh, and it's time to whip this city. Good timing there. So, like, having the cottage pillaged is not ideal, because it's already up to village status, but whatever. Like, it's not that big of a deal. I can always repair it. I've got plenty of commerce across the whole empire. So poached, alright, poached is ready to be whipped as well. We'll finish the courthouse and then whip, Oh, I was going to say, wait, I was like, wait, what happened to the distance from palace? It was so much higher, and then I was like, oh wait, I finished the Forbidden Palace, that's right. That actually helped my finances a lot. That plus the Golden Age. Look, I can run a... I can run a surplus at 640 beakers per turn. Now, granted, I'm in a Golden Age, but that's still pretty awesome. Run a surplus at 640 per turn. Nice. Up to 1,000 per turn at max science. Pretty good stuff. Okay. I'm just looking here. Yeah, I would like to get into representation relatively soon. I don't really need hereditary rule for happiness. and plus for specialists. I'm going to start working more specialists soon because I'm running out of tiles in some of these cities. Like, if Victory could grow anymore, it would grow into specialists. Great Wall is going to be out of tiles. You can see Great Wall has relatively few tiles, so it'll grow into specialists. Desert Oasis, I'll work the hill. Well, Desert Oasis, I'll probably still work these tiles over specialists, but you get the idea. All right, let's keep going. Oh, he actually going to attack. Okay. All right, well, that was insane.
Words have the power to both destroy and heal. When words are both true and kind, they can change our world.
All right, I'm out of missionary slots, so let's get another knight there. All right, Poach needs, now let's do the lighthouse, because I'm running out of tiles. Okay, go back to that. That wasn't bad at all. All he did was pillage the iron tile. That was easy. All right, so what do we got here? Granary, Forge. Let's do the library. It's cheaper than the courthouse. And now that I completed the Forbidden Palace, I don't have as much of a need. Well, we might as well go back to the iron tile again. Just fix that tile right away. I will keep a pike down here, though. All right, Sidon Valley should be pretty safe at this point. So these guys were apparently healing while they were in the boat, which is kind of nice. And they'll be ready for action next turn. All right. So we've got a windmill here now, which means we can do this. While we're in the Golden Age, it's more valuable, especially because I get that sec. So here's something that you can only see in a Golden Age. A financial civ that's getting 2 commerce, not 3, 2 on a tile, only happens in a Golden Age, because the Golden Age just adds +1 commerce to any tile that already gets 1 commerce. It does not trigger the financial bonus due to the way it's calculated. By the way, did you see the bizarre way that dude just ran? See, if he just moves onto this tile, he loses his turn, but if he moves here and then uses the roads, he doesn't lose his turn. Just a little fun tidbit there. I am not planning on moving into Suryavarman's territory until after I have, like, rifles available. Alright, so I can see his demos, can see Kathy's everything. Alright, so we'll put them on Gilgamesh for right now. Try to get the ability to see his demos. Oh, cool. So we can do printing press in 2 turns. That's going to increase my commerce by a lot, too. +1 commerce to each village in town. Oh, geez. I forgot to switch this off of Moai. Whoops. It's actually been on that for a couple turns. Well, that's okay. I guess they might as well do a windmill for the moment just while they're here. I'll probably convert that into a mine later, but for right now, the windmill in the Golden Age gets really good yields. So it makes it worthwhile. Oh, I already moved that. Alright, so now we're just moving the conga line of knights up to the front line. What are all those units in Illinois? Where's Illinois on the map? Oh yeah. Well, that's Gilgamesh. He just got a ton of units. Fortunately, we're pleased, so he's pretty unlikely to attack me. Also, the AI sucks at launching naval invasions. I mean, it can do them, which is better than it in like previous Civ games before Civ 4, but it's not good at them. So we need to send 1 missionary up there to Eridu. The other one I might just use for Illinois there. Move the missionary 1 tile north, save a turn. Oh, yeah, huh. Very smart. Thank you for the suggestion, Magnus. He does have a galley and a settler. I suppose... Hopefully he won't try to settle a city over here. Again, the AI is not great at settling over the water. So we also just got a huge money boost by getting the stock exchange. Watch, let's go up to... No, not espionage. Oh. Yeah, now we make 500 gold per turn. Look at that. Yeah, plus 90% from buildings. 88 commerce, plus 50%. And then plus 90% from buildings. So this is the reason why I've been doing things a little bit differently in this game than in some other games. It's just that my my civ is so capital focused that bureaucracy civic is really good. It's going to be not fun getting out of bureaucracy civic, even for a handful of turns for nationalism drafting. But it's, you know, it's going to happen to get, because I want to get a round of redcoats out. Hopefully I can limit it to just 5 turns. But yeah, this is it's pretty nice. Pretty nice capital. All right, so let's do the grocer as well, and then we can start working on Taj. I can get a good portion of Taj finished in the Golden Age, and then of course Taj will trigger its own Golden Age, and we'll use the Taj Golden Age for redcoat drafting. Look at this, you can enough overflow to 1 turn yet another knight. So like my power is actually going up pretty fast right now. How many knights? I'm already up to 3 knights. I've only had guilds for half a dozen turns. I wish I could take that great profit. All right. Workers, you guys finish that windmill and then come on down here. At this point, it is not worthwhile to whip the granary. I think it's best just to... Well, yeah, actually it is. I was thinking no, but that way I can whip the granary, and then I'll immediately regrow back to size 2 and put the overflow into Moai. So yeah, that is actually worthwhile to do. And then we need a lighthouse second. Normally we wouldn't, but for Moai and for that fish tile we do. Okay, so let's actually do a cottage chop here, because I want to keep working the tile until I'm done. It's rare for me to do a cottage chop. Normally I chop first, but worthwhile here. Whoop! Run in a circle. Alright, you should heal. You should go join the club. Oh, Poached is working this tile. For shame! Yeah, I'll just whip that so you're not working that horrible unimproved tile. Oh, what's going on there? Why weren't you working that tile? Also work that tile over the water tile. I must have misclicked somewhere. This city, wow, Old Town Roads. Considering that this was a fill city, this is starting to look pretty good. I mean, that was a little nothing city. Alright, you go to Eridu. I'll just auto-move you so I don't have to waste time. Oh, hey, look, there's a Wine and Compact Knight. Oh, stupid game. I hate it when that happens. I'll just have to try again. At least I failed at a city that's easy to reach. This city might be takeable, but I think I, again, would rather just wait until I have a superior unit that can easily capture these cities as opposed to taking losses. Like, I could take these cities, but I would lose units against longbows. I mean, how far away am I really from rifling? Printing press is a 1-turn research as soon as I turn science back on. Like, my beaker rate at 100% science is 1,000 per turn, so I can do replaceable parts in like 3 turns, and rifling in, yeah, I mean like 10 turns away. I'd rather just avoid losing units. Oh yeah, are we going to get the Moai in a Golden Age? The famous Moai in a Golden Age, you have to show your Moai city when you're in a Golden Age. Unfortunately, I was not able to get the 5 commerce. I showed that in one of the AI Survivor games where an AI had that financial plus Moai plus Colossus. You get the every water tile's a money bag. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Okay. So I don't see any reason not to just keep building knights here. They're by far the best. Oh no, I didn't build a barracks here. Oh, I've got a 0 XP knight. Okay. Oh well. Okay, so that's a reason why not to. What do we still need here? University. That's our next thing to get here. Right? Yeah, university. All right, you need to put the overflow into Moai, and then we'll go to the lighthouse. Yeah, see that whip overflow. All right, and now that you guys are done there... Oh, shoot. I was going to finish the windmill first. So I could do that. Get that 5 food tile. Okay. That's okay. I'll just wait another turn for the other worker. Forgot I was going to finish that windmill first. So sadly, we have a 0 XP knight here. Whoops. I'll have to train him up on some weaker units. Name the Sir XP Knight Suryavarman. Oh my god, yes. We are, of course, at this point in time, like, there's so many units you can't really name them all. It would just get too tedious. So once this knight finishes, I'll do a round of missionaries again, out of terror, since that seems to be its main purpose at the moment. Well, this has been a very peaceful war thus far. Aside from killing the one ballista elephant, we've seen no action. Also, so this goes back to something I mentioned before. I'll just repeat this point. Notice that I built the siege units first because the siege units are really slow and it takes them a long time to walk from Endeavor up to the front lines. Whereas for Endeavor, if it's training knights or any other 2-move units, they get up to the front lines much faster. So if you can do your slow units first and then your faster units afterwards, you can't always do that because sometimes you might be in like an actual war, but sometimes you can. And in those cases, it's worthwhile. Oh, shoot. So I was going to move this worker on this tile to build a windmill, but I should just chop this and then build the windmill first. I should do the chopping first, because the chopping will help finish the stock exchange. All right, so that knight conga line continues. It is somewhat risky leaving no units there in poached, but as long as there's no roads on these tiles, they can't actually hit poached with any 2-move units. That said, just to not be an idiot, let's take the pike. Split the group. Let's take the pike and just put the pike in poached. That will make me feel better against some kind of stack hitting it. Control click. So a couple little hotkeys. If you control click, it selects all of the units of the same type on that tile, like all the catapults. If you alt click, it's all units on that tile. So just handy stuff. Really useful in multiplayer when you're on a turn timer and you need to act quickly. Anyway, so Hidden Valley's has gotten that tile back again. The iron resource. And yeah, it's a pretty awesome tile. 1 food, 6 production, 2 commerce. I think we'll work that tile. Thank you very much. All right. Let's do printing press. So our beakers are 1081. Let's see how that goes up when I hit next turn and finish. And I get the printing press bonus on all these tiles. Let's see. Oh, it went up by about 100 beakers. Nice. So we are going to need gunpowder to research rifling. Since we can 1-turn it, let's just do that right now. Although I don't plan on building much in the way of muskets. Ooh, that said replaceable parts would allow me to build lumber mills and add to... do replaceable parts first, because I don't technically need gunpowder. +1 on the windmills and also on water mills will be nice. Oh, we finally have a 2-turn knight. Sad. Very sad. Anyway, back to missionaries for you. So, story here, at Old Town Road, I'm chopping down the forest for cottages, and Poached, because Poached and Old Town Road are commerce cities. At Laimagrad, I'm preserving the forest for lumber mills, because I can't turn them into farms with a higher food yield. Alright, so we've got all the basic infrastructure here. Granary, Forge, Courthouse. So now let's do library into university. Get our science buildings up. I also, after I get knights, or excuse me, after I get redcoats unlocked, well, after that I'm going to grab military tradition so I can upgrade my knights into calves. But then after that, I do want to get astronomy because I want to be able to add observatories in my cities. Like most of my cities have universities now, and then right now they're working on stock exchanges, so there's not a huge need. So there's not like a huge need at the moment for, well, so much for my Sancor plans. There's not a huge need at the moment for the observatories because I'm working on another key building in the stock exchanges. But once the stock exchanges are done, I do want to be able to go on to observatories after that. Anyway. Poached lost horses? Oh, geez. Okay. You're right. Huh. Even with my culture bomb, I lost that, didn't I? Well, if I get libraries and universities in Poached and Old Town Road, that will help. This city must... Hold on. Oh, I gotta do this when I'm not on a unit. Well, let me move my units first, then we'll check this. What's this on? So I actually want to work this over the... Well, we'll do this. There we go. There we go. So I'm still getting the max benefit of plus 50%. And I should... I should probably... No, it's double whip penalty. I'll whip this next turn when I'm not at the double whip penalty. Let's go here. I don't need roads on these tiles because there's no point in moving up there. So he still has not made any real attempt to move into my territory, Suryavarman. He's just kind of chilling back there in his own territory. I mean, he moved the one unit. Usually, though, when someone declares war, they do more than move a single unit into your territory. Usually, at least. Also, Nubian has grown to size 2, so we should head up there. I'm going to drop off these workers, and then I'll grab a unit to go take that city. Maybe I should have just left a mace up there. Sadly, the city apparently is not going to be that good, because look, Babylon took over this tile. I would need a great artist to get it back again, unfortunately. Yeah, let's windmill this tile. Yeah. Unfortunately, it also lost its food resource. Alright, let's see if we have better luck this time. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. There we go. Alright, that's the one I really wanted because it takes a while to move up there. Alright. Yeah, you chop that for Dune. Boy, yeah, the stock exchanges are expensive, aren't they? Also, I finally run out of tiles to work at that city. Although this city seems to be doing just fine. Alright, so next up I want... Oh, I lost control of this tile, though. Oh, no, wait, that was never in my borders. Well, let's road this. That was in neutral territory before. Alright, so now let's check this. So I'm going to put it in debug mode. I'm not going to do the reveal map, but I just want to see how much culture's on this tile. So I have 2052, he has 2096. So let's see what the difference is. I am 44 behind on this turn. Let's see how much it drops by. I was 44 behind. Because obviously I'm losing ground. Well, I'll get it at some point. Alright. We love the monarch thing. So I was 44 behind. Now I'm 68 behind. Alright, so I'm losing 28 culture per turn. This city must have an outrageous culture output. I can actually see how much it must be getting, I don't know how much. It's at 1428, but it must be getting quite a bit. So we're not getting that back in the immediate future. Well, we might. If we can build, if we build library and university in Old Town Road and Poached, that's, what, 6 culture per turn from both cities? that'll add a fair amount. It'll also help when poached expands borders. That's what I really need. I need poached to get to 100 culture. Can I do that this turn? No. Because when poached, the way that the culture system works is if poached can get to 100 culture, it'll actually be adding 20 more culture per turn, culture points per turn onto this tile. And it's close to doing that. Anyway, so I think we will get that tile back eventually. Now I moved onto this tile, but I actually want to cottage this tile first. Alright, we still have enough to get replaceable parts next turn. Boy, making money at 70% right now. Very nice. Do have to run 90% to get the benefit, though. How do you enter debug mode? It's you hit the tilde key, which is in the top left-hand corner of your keyboard, and then type Chipotle. That's the hotkey. Oh yeah, theater. That's right. I don't think I've built a single theater in this game. So there's the chopped cottage. Nice. Almost enough to finish the university. Trying to look around for other cities I was going to whip. So like this city, even though it's going to be painful, probably should whip off the stock exchange. I'm just trying to see, wait a minute, if I can get it down to a 3-pop whip. It's pretty close to being a 3-pop whip. Yeah, so like I'm actually running an engineer specialist here. It's pretty close to being a 3-pop whip. Let's see if we can get it down to that. But the city will need to whip for that. Alright, and these workers are pretty much done at this point, although I would like a road on this tile, just for potential military purposes. Let's... I actually want to cottage this tile, but I think it's not entirely safe to do that right now. So maybe we pick something a little bit further away. This would be a good tile to road. I don't, because these tiles here are not roaded, I don't think they can actually hit that tile with an enemy unit. So now that I haven't been planting any cities recently, I'm kind of at the point where I'm somewhat out of tiles to expand. Like I'm starting to run out of tiles to improve. All right, let's have you hop in there. I should only need the 1 mace. Like my workers have mostly improved the tiles they need to. I'm gonna have major need for them soonish once I start taking enemy cities. But until I do that, they're not as critical now as they were earlier, just because they've improved most of the tiles I need them to improve. It is food for thought for getting another city over here. In fact, if I have a city that's not doing anything too important, I might consider that. Or maybe just have... yeah, I'll think about it. Alright, so Fishy McFishy is ready to whip its stock exchange. I'll probably do that in a turn or two. And I think this looks correct here as far as setting up the capital for Taj Mahal. Would be really nice if I had marble, but I don't know if anyone has marble. Just out of curiosity, let's do a quick trade run. So he's got copper, which I still do not have at all in any of my cities. Let's see if we can get his world map. It should be updated from before. I asked if he could spare it for a good friend, and he said yes. There's also randomly a Barb City out here, somewhere in the corner. Alright, so and then another one up here. Looks like this top corner of the map is still unsettled ground. Yeah, Globe Theater we were thinking in poached. But I have 0 theaters finished at the moment, so I probably would need to do a round of theaters, which I probably should do. Let's get the university done, and then we'll see about it. I'll see if I can get 6 of them done. They're pretty cheap to build. In fact, they're like literally 1 forest chop with organized religion, because the forest chop with organized religion and a forge is 45, and I believe the theaters are 50. I think they're only 50. Yeah, so it's basically, I might just put like some of these chops into a couple theaters. In fact, let's start working towards that right now, because Globe Theater is pretty useful. It'll be nice to have that for just whipping that city again and again for units or whatever. Maybe not in the capital, though. So I would like to get Taj Mahal done. Maybe not there. Because remember, I do need to be in do need to get into nationhood, and I'm gonna need to be in a golden age to do that. Yeah, I think not in the capital. I'd rather not even. Marble north of Nubian. Oh yeah, huh. Not that I'm likely to get that under my control anytime soon, but yeah. I don't know how I would ever get enough culture on that tile to control it. Well, actually, there's not much culture on it at all. Huh. Would probably still have to use a culture bomb to get access to that. We'll see. Maybe if we get another great artist, though. Well, Kathy doesn't have it improved. I mean, she can't improve that tile. Anyway, we'll just check on the other leader. Oh, yeah. He's not. That's right, because we said we wouldn't trade with him earlier. Still just has those 6 cities. Interesting that Kathy's on civil service. He does have a lot of cities. I'm not really inclined to make peace with him though. Poach it with a junk city north of Nubian, one north of the maybe. We'll see. I'm kind of more focused on dealing with what's his name? Because like, there's no way I can get that in time to help with Taj, and I'm not sure that there's that much else I really want that needs marble after Taj is finished. Like Wall Street is not boosted by Taj. Like Statue of Liberty is boosted by copper, so I'll probably trade for the copper for that. But I'm not sure how much else like. Marble's not that useful for too much stuff coming down the road. I've kind of got most of the stuff, or like I've already passed a lot of the stuff that uses it. We'll see. It's a nice suggestion, though. Worth thinking about. Oh, here comes an enemy stack.
The whole is more than the sum of its parts.
All right, we might see some actual action in this war. So now we need to go for gunpowder. Like, what is this? Why is it saying you should build a settler? Silly. Alright, so we've got the library here. Next up is probably do we want the courthouse or the university? We're okay on cost, so let's do the university. 7 turns, jeez. Alright, let's see what he's got here. Oh, hello. That's a legit stack. That's a pretty good one. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ballista elephants, 3 maces, 1, 2, 3, 4 crossbows, longbows, swordsmen, and then 6 catapults. Well, we're not going to let them get next to a city, because we're going to have to hit that with our catapults. Jeez. That's more than this particular stack can probably handle, though, because I'm heavy on siege here. That's a lot of units. He was slow to build this stack, but how many units is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And highly promoted too. Although fortunately the amphibious is useless on that ballista elephant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ballista elephants. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, so it's about 13 units. I just have to attack before they get next to a city. Fortunately, I've got a couple more turns here. Yeah, he's actually highest in the game in power right now. Great. My power is still in last place, although it's been on the upswing for quite a while now. We're going to need this for research anyway. We might also need it for upgrades. We'll see. Do they have any 2-move units? I don't think he has horses. I don't think he has any 2-move units at all. Yeah, I don't think he has any horses, to be honest. Now, if I hit that stack with my catapults, I probably should be able to clean up and kill most of the units there. He doesn't have any pikes, so he probably doesn't have engineering tech. The main thing is the ballista elephants. They're probably the trickiest units. But if I could get rid of the ballista elephants, my knights could clean up everything behind them. Elephantsless crossbows are pretty ugly. Yeah, not the best. But so the units to use against them would probably be knights, just because knights would struggle against the ballista elephants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 ballista elephants, but once you get past the ballista elephants, the knights would clean up everything else easily, as opposed to like trying to make do with the maces. Too bad that all the ballista elephants are promoted with combat, have a bunch of combat promotions. In any case, though, we'll see. Yeah, this stack has no 2-movers in it, so I can like finish this road here and not even worry about that worker. That said, though, this is important enough that I'm going to keep the mace behind here and not head off to the Barb City. I might even bring that elephant over from Gibraltar if I have enough movement points available. So let's skedaddle the workers over to safer parts. Okay, seriously, that was like the slowest walk animation ever. There we go. Yeah, why didn't you run like that guy? Alright, you can load in there. I think I'm just going to wait for the other missionary to finish next turn. Alright, I think that the stack I have can deal with this, just because I do have a lot of siege units. Without siege, though, it wouldn't be worth it. Oh, can almost finish that in 1 turn. Since I can't, though, it's not worth it. Alrighty, where else do we need to go? Hill of Swords, I know, has some tiles that can be improved. This city is low food enough that... Oh, yeah, there's this tile in particular that I think I need to farm. Like, this city should definitely whip off the stock exchange. I'm just trying to get it down to a 3-pop whip. Like, I'm going to have a couple more knights up here by the time that this stack is ready. And knights are pretty good. It's too bad I didn't build a stable. Having 2 promotions on these knights would be definitely nice. Alright, so Dune. Let's just use that to finish the theater instead. Then we'll go back to the stock exchange. Try to get some of these cities to pop out some quick theaters. Alright, and these guys... I guess they might as well improve these tiles. This city is actually a pretty decent production city because it's got the iron. Like, iron and mines on these 2 hill tiles, you got a halfway decent production city. Alright, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 knights here in the area, 2 maces, a pike. By the time they're ready to attack, I will have this knight ready. 1, 2, 3, at least 3 more knights in the area. So I have about 10 knights. 10 knights should be able to handle this if it's softened up by some cats. Now that does mean I'm going to have to build some more siege units, so I'll probably have Lymagrad just go over to pure catapults after this. Look at that, I'm almost ready to do the knight. Yeah, I'll just have Lymagrad turn out some catapults after this, because I'm going to have to replace the catapults I'm going to lose here. Building a stock exchange with slavery. Yeah, like the initial odds won't be great. The first knight or 2 should die, but like after the first couple die, knights against like those crossbows will be a slaughter, and knights can flank away the catapults. That's something that is not necessarily that well known in Civ 4 because it wasn't added until the expansions, but like knights get flanking attacks against catapult and trebuchets. What that means is if they win a victory against a stack that has catapults and trebuchets in it, they do like extra damage against them. They have to win a battle to do any flanking damage, but if they win the battle... Alright, so that is the smarter tile for them to move on to, that stack there, because they moved into the forest where they have a defensive bonus. And let's see, so that's 2 Confucian missionaries. I think let's get some catapults, because we're going to have to replace the ones we're about to lose here, as I said. Alright, you get a theater. Oh, and we finished Moai. Yay! Woo! Nice. Now let's get that lighthouse. Very nice. Actually, you just hang out here for the time being. Oh, I said I was maybe going to grab the elephant. Well, I think I'm okay there. Alright, so they're going to go to one of these. They could move to a couple different tiles. To here, 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 here. It's a good tile for them to move on to. Oh, they actually moved some ballista elephants away from the rest of the stack. Now, if... Oh, Jesus. Oh my god. Okay. I guess that's because they have a second stack ready to go right behind this. Holy cow. Okay, well, I would jump on this stack if it wasn't on a tile that had defensive bonuses. Wow, okay. Yeah, the AI doesn't screw around in this game. Now remember, this is Emperor. This is not some higher difficult. This is not like Deity or something. What I arguably should have done was occupy this tile last turn with my big stack, just so that they wouldn't occupy it themselves. So hopefully they won't combine these together into one stack. That is a lot of units. That's a lot of units. Okay. So the play here is probably to try and kill one of those stacks, and then after that to look to try to sign peace, to try to peace out with Suryavarman. I don't know if that'll work, but I think that that's probably the play here. Obviously, I'm not attacking him this turn when he has his units in a tile that will give him plus 50% defensive bonus. I wasn't expecting him to bring up another stack just as large as the first one. Holy cow. I guess I should be lucky that he didn't run after Hidden Valley with this stack. Because Hidden Valley would have been toast for sure. Also, let's grab this stack and let's move it into Old Town. Because I need to make sure I get the first attack, obviously. Let's actually road that tile. Okay, apparently I already had a half of a turn of roading on it. Oh, we're one turn away from the windmill. Alright, so do we want to upgrade anything here? I think we do. So we've got an axe here. Might as well spend the minimal gold necessary to turn that into a unit. And this is probably worthwhile turning to a longbow, just so we have a little bit more in the way of units available in this region. So we'll have one more knight out of Lyimograd here to work with. What happened to all my... Oh, okay. The catapults and trebs are grouped together. I was like, didn't I have more units than that there? But the catapults and trebs are grouped together, so that's what's going on there. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can make this work. Get that library up and running. How is the city getting... Oh, it's got a 2 production from the base tile, and then plus 50%. I was like, how is it even getting that many? So one more turn there for that stock exchange. We're going to get a stock exchange here from Desert Oasis. That's nice. Alright, Hill of Swords is down to a 3-pop web, so we'll do that. So we lost the Specialist, and we lost this tile and that tile. But we got the stock exchange done, with just enough to 3-pop whip it. This is exciting stuff here. Alright, so we're going to move up there. Alright. Stock exchange. So we should do the grocer next. Oh, we got double, that's right, we got double stock exchange. We whipped one, and the other one we completed naturally. Alright, so we'll just do grocer there next. As I said, we're going to need some catapults to replenish the units that are about to die on this turn. And you now should do the theater with your overflow. Okay, so turn off resources. Alright, so the nice thing is the AI did separate this into 2 different stacks. That's a nice plus. Also, we've got enough... Oh, we're still trying to get them with Gilgamesh. I thought by now we'd have Gilgamesh's demos, but we still don't. Oh, we're going to need them on Hammurabi in a second. Run them on Hammurabi for a turn and then go back. Alright, so let's turn on science. Again. Oh wow, we've got tons of money now. Alright, so let's make sure the stack is split. Okay. Oh, it's a little bit unfortunate I can't attack like from poached onto that style, which would be nice to do. Alright, so when you have a situation like this, you want to soften up the stack with siege first. So we're going to need to suicide a few catapults, and we might as well promote them with barrage. These units are going to die. They will not succeed. But, well, I guess they have 5% retreat odds. I'm going to have them attack from this style here, because that way they're out of range from this stack cannot hit that tile. The fact that there are no 2 movers here makes this much easier. So we'll attack here. And the nice thing is the ballista elephants are defending first. That's really good, because that's the unit I want to damage the most. So let's go ahead and do this. So these early catapults are going to die. Let's see how much damage it got through. All right, well, look at that. That ballista's elephant's down to 3.5. That was a really good attack. Much better than I would expect. Got in 4 hits. Very nice. So that ballista elephant's pretty crippled at this point. So here's the thing we want to check. We want to check the odds on our knights. Once our knights start getting good odds, we'll want to attack. That's not good odds, obviously, because it's a full strength ballista elephant. So same thing. Promote. Same 4% odd, or 5% odds. It would be a miracle if we actually got the 4% retreat. But we got the splash damage. Now, see, that unit only got 1 hit in, which is not so great. Only got 1 hit. But at least it got 1. So we've got a ballista elephant down to 6.6, 6.9, and then there's one at 8 still. But look at the maces. We've splashed damage on all the maces to get them down to 7.3, and some of the crossbows have gotten hit now too. So this is why you always need siege units for any serious combat in Civ 4, just due to the way that they apply collateral damage. Alright, so how many hits did we get that time? Oh wow, that time was great. We got that ballista elephant down to just 14 health. Or no, 44 health. Excellent. Really good stuff. Oh, now there's a crossbow as the top defender. Ooh. That's appealing. So we're actually up to 50% odds now to kill the ballista elephant. Let's send 1 more catapult. Although this overflow is I would really like to use the overflow to finish another catapult, although I don't know if I can do that. Just out of curiosity, let's see if I can get enough overflow to do that. Yep, all right. Because I'm probably going to need another one next turn. So let's send 1 more. 23% odds. This would be... Oh my god, he actually won. The catapult won at 23% odds. That's awesome. So it actually survived, amazingly. Nice. So in theory, I could apply... in theory, I could attack with a trebuchet, but I'd prefer not to do that because the trebs are a lot more valuable. Alright, so what are we looking at now? It's unfortunate that the text up here overrides a little bit of what I'm seeing. So we've got ballista elephants at 6, 6, and 3. So like if we highlight with the pikemen, we get a mace, which is a terrible matchup. So obviously we wouldn't want to start with that. If I start with a mace, I get a crossbow. If I start with a war elephant... Oh, if I start with a war elephant, I get another war elephant. Excellent, excellent, excellent. That's what I want. I want to get rid of the war elephants. So let's have Winnie and Pooh Bear attack. So we've got good odds here. Almost 70%. Alright, good job. So that's 1 down. Got our first kill. And the ballista elephants there's only 1 ballista elephant that's left that has any kind of health, 6.2. So once we get rid of that, the knights can crush everything. So, oh, and we even get 50-50 odds on that one. Altai lets you see more unit names. So that's how they're grouped together. 15 units in a group and 2 units in a group. All right. So we should go for the 50-50 here. We might win. I usually expect to lose any 50-50. Alright, so we did lose that, but let's see how many hits we got in. Ooh, very close. We got the ballista... Well, we got the ballista elephant down to 20. We would have needed to get 2 more hits, though. Alright, so not great. But now the knights should have good odds against every... Yeah, look, now the knights are up to 88% odds. Yep, 88%. So we should be able to start cleaning up from here. Alright. We should have also done flanking damage. There we go. Your knight is damaged 4 units by flanking the enemy position. So see all the catapults that are at 3.9? We damaged those catapults, got them quite low. Alright, and if I can get into that city, I want to. Because you heal faster in cities. Alright, so now you're going to see that same battle played out again a bunch of times. Unless I get unlucky and lose a 90% dice roll, which, again, can happen. These knights are also getting enough XP to promote again next turn, which is nice. So now all the catapults are damaged. How many more knights do we have? Only 4 more knights, which is unfortunate. See how I kept building knight after knight after knight? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, unfortunately I can't get that knight to attack this turn. 1 tile away. So if you thought I was overloading on knights, no. In fact, I would be much better served to have a couple more knights right now. They're just awesome units. Alright, same thing. Oh, that knight didn't even take any damage. Alright, and that time we got we damaged 5 units via flanking. So like if by the time this is done, those catapults are virtually all going to be dead due to flanking. So like the one thing is if you select the maces, note the maces still get poor odds against those. Crossbows. But we can get rid of these units. And a lot of these catapults are getting close to dying. Let's see. So far, the only thing I've lost has been 1 knight and 3 catapults. The reason why I'm running them all into poached is so that this city has defenders. So, like, if this stack tries to attack poached, there's units there to defend it. So we killed a catapult via flanking. We also got our first great general, who's going to go down to where did we get? Oh, it's a desert oasis. Nice. So he's going to go down to our heroic epic city. Oh wait, he's already in the heroic epic city, and so I'm going to use him as a specialist. So all the units coming out will have an extra. Oh, no, not desert oasis. Endeavor. There we go. So all the units get +2 XP that come out of Endeavor. You know, combat in this game is pretty complicated. There's a lot to it. It's not like the knock on this is people say, oh, you make a big stack and they just run into each other, but it's not really true at all. There's a lot to the combat. So here we get the matchup we want, knight against crossbow. Now this is where it's a shame I don't have like 2 more knights, because then I'd be able to kill all the crossbows, and then the maces could clean up against whatever's left. But I don't have more knights. So, your Suryavarman has killed a Khmer catapult by flank. Alright, so there's 4 catapults left at low health. Like 1 or 2 more knight attacks would finish them off, but I have run out of knights at this point. So now that's left is a crippled ballista elephant, a crippled crossbow, and then 2 crossbows that are at reasonable health, and then a longbow. Not too scary. So here's what I'm going to take the unusual step of promoting this mace with cover, which is not a promotion I typically use on a mace, and that does get the odds up to 67%. I think that's good enough to take. Let's see if it works. Nope, I lost. They weren't great odds. 67% is not great. I got the crossbow down to 1 hit and then lost 3 consecutive rounds of combat. A little unfortunate. All right, but this is 86, and I will always take odds that high. So 6 and 7 odds of winning. So winning that battle, going for that battle allowed me to, allowed me to then win 2 further combats. I'm assuming I'm going to win at 95% odds. So unfortunately, I'm out of attackers. Now I do have one more. I do have this pike and this longbow. And it's actually worth just cleaning up here. Finishing off these units. I didn't even take any damage there. And the longbow can attack and finish off a unit too. Like, you don't typically see longbows attacking very much. Didn't take any damage either. Alright, so we've basically wiped out this stack. There's one crossbow at 0.4 health, who unfortunately is going to promote off of winning that battle. We'll get XP and promote, which kind of sucks. But the other units are crippled. 4 catapults that are basically dead. Oh, also we can do this. Watch, we can build culture, and that'll actually get us out to 40% borders instead of 20%, which is nice. Alrighty, so we got some beat up units here. So what was the total net effect of the combat? Let's look at the total combat log for this turn. Alright. So we lost 1, 2, 3 catapults. We lost 3 catapults, a knight, and a mace. So we lost 5 units. But then we killed an elephant, a mace, 2 maces, 3 maces, 2 elephants, 3 elephants, a crossbow, 2 crossbows, a longbow, and elephant. So what did we kill? We killed about 12 units, somewhere around there. 8 to 12, somewhere in that range. So clearly in our favor. We won that pretty convincingly. Now, unfortunately, there's an even larger stack coming up behind us, which is the problem. And there's a lot more ballista elephants. So that's not great. But again, we'll and I want to run this knight up to this tile just in case they decide to attack it. Nothing else can actually be attacked by this stack, so I mean, I guess poached itself can be attacked, but just by catapults, who are probably going to stop to heal. So you can see why I was building knights and why I wish I had a few more. I would love another 5 or 6 knights here, to be honest. Knights are pretty awesome. Alright, so let's chop this. Could I finish a knight if I chop this? I think I could, actually. Give myself another knight. I think I actually can get another knight if I chop this. Let me see. Yep, bingo, I'll take it. Get me another knight and another catapult for next turn. Oh, I can chop this forest too. Although I'm already getting a catapult here, so I think that's okay. Although I could get another knight. How many cats? Because I still have some cats and trebs in reserve. Could get another knight if I wanted. Another one with no XP. That's probably worth doing over a catapult here. I mean, a catapult's nice, but a knight's better. Nice having those workers around, right? Oh, no, not quite. Although, actually, you know, I can probably make this work. I can't swap onto that tile. I can make it work. We can do it. We can make this work. Stop the starvation at least a little bit. We can do it. We can get this unit out. Yes, desperate times call for desperate measures, indeed. Fun stuff. Alright. I think I've actually done enough damage that I have a decent chance of being able to get peace here, to be honest. Oh, we got a great art. Oh, we got a great artist between turns. Okay, so we now have 3 different great people, so that's handy for future golden ages. Great artist also, of course, unlocks possibility of going after that marble resource, so we'll keep that in the back of our minds. Alright, Gibraltar is working its 3 best tiles. This is correct. Our units are now beat up to face the next wave. That's true. I'm hoping that the AI will stop to rest for a turn, or like regroup. I don't know if it will do that or not, but we'll see. You might know, and again, I was also saving some of my catapults so I can inflict more collateral damage. I think I might be able to get peace. Oh, no. Just moved right up next to the... Just moved right up next to that city. Alright. Alright. Let's stop starving the city. And probably... Well, I'll put a turn into a cat, just in case I have to whip one out. Alright. So here's what we've got to deal with. This stack right here. Alright, so he did stop to bombard. Oh, so he used those crippled catapults to bombard the city. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ballista elephants. If we deal with them, the stack's done. Now, again, I could probably peace out with this guy, but I kind of want to see if I can kill him, see if I can deal with the threat. I kind of want to, just as a challenge to myself. Well, the city's already at 8%, right? So they're going to attack next turn. Unfortunately, I don't have a turn to heal up here. I really wish that I did, but I do not, unfortunately. So we're going to have to try to do this with the units that we've got available. All right, so first things first, split the stack of catapults. Go back to our favorite tile. Oh, you know what? I should have moved the catapults to here, so then they could have moved into poached and attacked out of poached. That was a minor tactical mistake. All right, we got our familiar 5% combat odds here. All right, let's see how many hits we got. 1. Not ideal, but we did get 1. And we did get some damage on those ballista elephants. We hit 2 of them with splash damage. Now, here's the thing. The trebuchets are siege units. They're really not intended to be used out in the field. But with that said, I need collateral damage right now, so I'm going to have to use them for that. See, they only have 3% odds, as opposed to the 5% odds. But they will do some damage, and they will splash some collateral damage. So we've gotten... All the ballista elephants have taken some damage now. Actually, I have a mace as the top defender now. 34%. What if I use a mace as my attacker here? 10%, yeah, much worse. Just trying to check some of the combat odds. So I think I need to send in another one of these. Like I said, if I... smacking the mace. I really want the ballista elephant to be the unit I hit. Alright. I can always replenish my siege later. Can't replenish cities lost. Should have built a couple more catapults. Oh my god! The Treb withdrew from combat. Oh my god. And I also have this beat up catapult here. Although that would just be suicide to attack, so I think I'll save the unit. Holy cow, I retreated at 3% odds. That's incredible. Look at this. 4% odds. Treb is hit for 28. Then he got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits in. Oh my god. I have a catapult, but it's so beat up. I'd rather just save the catapult, I think. Especially because the ballista elephants are no longer the top defenders. I guess there's 1 remaining? Yeah, there's 1 remaining, but the thing is, even if I attack with... if I attack with this, like, trebuchet, I just get a crossbow who defends. This guy's at full health. Where's this guy on the stack? I think the Trebuchet Warwolf. Warwolf? Sure. Alright, let's see what we got here. So this, let's see, we can get this guy to combat 2. That gets me to 57% odds. I think that's worth taking. Because if I can clean up this, then all of the... I don't even think the other Ballista Elephants will defend against Knights because of the way they're damaged. I think I'll get that crossbow next. So I really just need to eliminate this last Ballista Elephant that's somewhat close to full health. It's really hard to see. I think it's at 6.2. So let's go for it. Come on. Yay, there we go. And then we get the flanking damage too. 5 units, nice. Some of those catapults are about to die via flanking damage. Alright. So what knights do we have that are healthy? A lot of damaged knights here. Alright, we got another full strength one. 74%. Let's bump that up. Alright, 87%. We'll take that. Oh, come on, don't lose the 87%. Alright. Took a fair amount of damage, but did they get that? And then we get the flanking damage. Alright. So a lot of those some of those catapults are about to die via flanking damage. Alright, so we got another full strength combat 1 knight. Alright, 85%. How many more Ballista Elephants are there? 3 more. I really want to get the knight versus crossbow matchup. Like, that's what I want. Don't know if I'm going to get it or not. Oh, we did really well. We took no hits in that battle. Alright, yeah, give me that flanking damage. So we killed 1 and flanked 6 others. Woo, nice. I think it's because we took no damage. We got more flanking attack in. Alright, so it's mostly just catapults left, honestly. Like, that's most of what's left in this stack. Now, all the melee units still get this. Oh, but you know what? I actually get the crossbow if I select my longbow here, which is really interesting. I actually get a straight 50-50. I might take that, but let me see if I can get a knight against that first. So we got a full strength knight here. We get 76% odds. Oh wait, I've got another almost full health knight. So that's the same 76% odds. So this guy should be able to get better than 76. Yeah, 94. Excellent. Let's take it. Alright, so now the crossbow is the top unit. Oh, we killed another cross. Oh, we killed 2 catapults by flanking attack. And damaged 6 others. Yep, those catapults are dead meat. Now we have the now we've got the crossbow revealed as top unit, and that is the one we want to kill with a knight. And we should get great odds. Even this unpromoted knight gets 90% odds, so let's use this guy. Should be able to win here. Nice. More crossbow. Yep, another catapult dying. So yeah, he's about to lose all these units. So that this Treb should be okay. We can probably just leave the trebuchet there. No, we're sticking with the battlefield here. All right, so what's top unit now? An injured mace is top unit. So seems like a full strength mace should clean that up. Oh no, didn't actually clean that. Does this guy have? All right, he has shock. Okay, so because he has shock, a mace is not the ideal unit to attack this. Now here's where it would be nice if this knight had blitz. I could just attack again, but knights do not start with blitz. So this guy has taken some damage, but 91%. Should be good. 1 in 11 odds to lose this unit. There we go. No such thing happened. And now that we've killed all of the units that get bonuses against melee units, like we killed the crossbows, we killed the mace, now our maces will clean up against what's left. I mean, yes, there's a crossbow, but it's 0.4 health, so that unit's irrelevant at this point. So now the maces can go in, and I'll keep one of them on this tile just to protect the injured Treb. So yeah, 99%, as you'd expect. Because it's mace against sword, we get the 50% bonus, and we have higher strength to begin with. Also, the other thing is I really should use my next Great General on a medic unit. Because I could use a Great General medic for faster healing. I might get enough to get one right here. Arguably, I should have used the first one for a Great General medic. Anyway, hi, Young. I'm sorry if I don't quite know how to pronounce your name, but glad to see you. So now we can get another mace versus sword matchup. Let's attack from this tile, so you can recover in the city faster. I only need one mace protecting that unit. Alright. And yeah, oh wow, Catapult's now the top defender. That's pretty hilarious. Let's get you over into this location for healing. So I do still have some knights left, and oh, we got a crippled ballista elephant. Well, that's fine. Promote you to heal you, and then we get the 99% odds again. Young is perfect. Great. Oh, look at that. We just flanked away a whole bunch of them. Alright, so we do need a medic unit, and this elephant's a good choice for it. So let's bring him over here for healing. Alright, so now we've just got a cat, a crossbow. So I just want to, so I'm going to kill, watch this. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kill the last unit with a knight, so the knight can move onto this tile and then move back again and not be on that exposed tile. So now it's just cleanup duty. This longbow is getting a lot of action here. And now the pike. And the pike. Yeah, you might be thinking for Xbox 360, you might be thinking of Civ Revolution. That was the console version of Civ that they made. Alright. See you later, buddy. And so now I can move back into Poached. And there we go. So yeah, we killed everything in that giant double stack. And we really didn't lose very much. We lost some siege units, but that's about it. Really, really good stuff there. And that, my friends, is how you deal with an invading stack. That's like Civ 4 101. I might cut this into a highlight and post it just because this is a great little summary. Here's how you deal with a big enemy stack. Oh, the tile's a road. Oh, you're correct. Yeah, it was roaded. I could have used one of those to finish it all. You're right. This is Civ 4. This is a PC game. Civ Revolution was kind of designed for console. This is a somewhat more complicated game. Can you get up to that? Yeah, I'll just keep you grouped with the others. Again, they have no 2-move units, so Old Town Road is totally safe. Like, even though there's only a Treb for defense here, there's no 2-move units, so it can't, it's in no threat. But I guess I'll just put 1 unit in there anyway. All right, you guys. What cities still need religion? And Bad Tibara, I guess, are the main ones. Let's send you to And the other one can go over to there. So now that we use the great person for a military instructor, we now all the knights come out with 5 XP instead of 3 XP, which is important because they come out double promoted. So yeah, that was really fun. It was a nice threat. I'm not gonna lie, that was a little nervy there, but it worked out just fine. And it was nice to be able to do like a little tutorial, and here's how you clean up an enemy stack. So now I need to replenish my catapults, obviously. I could have used this guy for this city. So we'll be able to clean up the remaining units, no trouble from this point. And then we counterattack when we get rifling. Yeah, so you can see I'm working on catapults now, because I did have to lose my catapults, unfortunately. But Old Town Road does not need to do a catapult. Old Town Road's no longer in danger mode. Oh, and let's see. Let's swap back over to our high food tile, obviously. Get that working. There we go. And what's next for this city? We already have the library. Let's do the university. Yeah, arguably should stop to build the barracks, but I've got it. Excuse me, the stables in here. But I've got it such that the knights are coming out with 2 promotions, so that's okay for the moment. How close are we to a great general? Oh, one combat away. 1 combat away, and then we'll create a Great General Medic 3 with that unit. Have to decide what unit to put it on. Probably on a knight, just because that way it can move faster. All right, cool, great stuff. Let's see. Let's take this. Let's run this up to rifling, or we'll run this session up to the end of my golden age, and then look to go from there. So, by the way, how badly did the power bar graph go down for poor Suryavarman after that turn? That was pretty awful for him. Well, unfortunately for him, he's also... And he's been spotted near poach. Oh, okay, right here. Unfortunately for him, he's moved this ballista elephant out by itself, which means it's completely doomed. And Ahsoka finished Spiral Minaret. Sadly, the Golden Age is not going to last much longer, but I think we got very good use out of it. All right, so we can do the excellent pike versus ballista elephant matchup here, and then we'll cover that pike with some units to protect it. 95% odds. Okay, good. Oh, and it even gets 1 more movement point. Okay, so you just hop into Old Town Road and hang out there. Oh, yay, we got a great general. Oh no, it's way over here in victory. Gonna take a while to get up to the front lines. Oh well. We'll get it over there as soon as we can. Actually, I might be able to attach it to a knight coming out of Endeavor to get it over there faster. Yeah, obviously I'm not attacking these guys in the forest, so we'll just continue to chill and let everything heal up for the time being. Again, we're not going to invade until we have rifles, but we're not that far away from having rifles. I can even upgrade a lot of these units, like the maces and such can be upgraded into redcoats. But I won't be able to do a nationhood drafting spree until I finish Taj Mahal and get a second Golden Age, which is going to take a little longer than 8 turns. But I can upgrade the units I already have. Gibraltar is safe for the moment. It'll get the unhappiness. Oh, we cannot forget your cruel oppression. Yeah, I haven't been the nicest to this city, have I? All right, so here we go. So I needed to make sure I had 1 medic unit in here so that these units would heal. So the medic, the way that the healing works in this game, you do not heal in enemy territory. You can't heal in enemy territory unless you have a medic unit. In neutral territory, a unit heals 10% per turn. In your own territory, I believe they heal 20%. It's of their max health. I should specify that. I believe it's 20% of your max health. Oh, no, I think it's 15% of your max health in your territory and then 20% of your max health in a city that you control. And then the medic adds another 10%, if I'm remembering that correctly. So we should heal, each unit should heal for 30% of their max health. So like this elephant can heal for up to 2.4 health per turn right here. So this will get it back to full health, as you can see, 1 turn. This mace should take 2 turns, yep. Just as expected. And then this guy can fortify. Hero catapult. Oh, we should name this catapult. This catapult also attacked and did not die. It made a suicide attack and still survived. So we should probably rename that unit. This knight, just barely. It should be at 9.6 next turn, so just short of full health. Most of these knights will be 2 turns. Yeah, this guy will heal 3 and 3 and then get back up to full. This guy needs 3 turns, though, because he was pretty low. So this turn's mostly a healing up turn. getting ready to smash more guys the following turn. You I can promote, and then you'll be full health the next turn. You go hang out with your buddies. Boromir for the catapult. Oh my god, that's a great suggestion. Little lefty. That's very cute. So this guy can heal up to full without moving. And then our hero, Werewolf, heads in here, is going to need to heal. We'll heal faster from being in the town. Alright, good stuff. Knights, you pretty much always, you might as well just promote them to combat 1. You pretty much always want that. You can go for flanking, which increases withdrawal chance. I generally don't like that, though, because you only use this if you're making suicide attacks, and I'm not in a position where I have to make suicide attacks with these guys. So combat 1 is pretty much the way to go. Alright, so I've got these extra guys over here. Did manage to finish the farm for Hill of Swords. Great Wall should be close to finishing its stock exchange. Yeah, this is probably worth doing at this point, because it'll just regrow onto this tile. Alright, now, where do I need to send these guys? Turn the resource indicator back on. Yeah, so like there's not a ton for them to do over here. I suppose this tile can be improved, this jungle tile. Limegrad is loving these windmills here in... oh, you know what? I forgot. I've got replaceable parts now. I need to start adding lumber mills on these grassland tiles. Let's work on that with some of these guys. These cities have enough cottages for the moment. I am going to have to repair a little bit of the damage that these guys did over here. Like this tile doesn't have anything on it. Let's head back to this tile. Be prepared for more combat operations as needed. So I ended up with 2 trebuchets survive. How many siege units do I have left? I definitely need to replenish my siege. Yeah, 2 catapults, 2 trebuchets. I'm just going to have Limegrad and Terror crank out catapults for a little while, because that's what I need, is more siege units. Arguably I need trebuchets more than catapults at this point, because I've pretty much destroyed Suryavarman's field stack. Yeah, look at this. Wow. Okay. Yeah, he got his butt kicked there. 2 straight turns of just everything getting slaughtered. So that pretty much destroys his field army. Pretty good stuff. In the overall demos, I'm actually surprised. Oh, I was going to say I'm surprised that I'm risen so high in production, but I'm in a golden age. So that's not a fair comparison. We'll see after I get out of the golden age. I'm closing up on not being rival worst, which will be nice. We'll see where I stand after the golden age. Like I said, we're going to play up to the end of the golden age, and then I'm going to stream for like 20 minutes and try to talk a little bit about that trip that I just came back from, because I know some of you are interested. Because I think that'll be fun too. I think some people enjoy seeing some of the pictures. I've got them here ready to queue up. All right. So here, Great Wall is going to do the grocery, and then it can go on to... Also, no. I need you to regrow on the cottages. Then you can pick up those gold tiles. Yeah, so as I said, I think I need trebuchets more than I need catapults in these cities. So let's get some trebs for future sieging of enemies. Because, like, I killed the field army. Now I don't really have to worry about dealing damage with catapults as much. I mean, I still want to have a few, but... Yeah, as soon as you guys come down out of these forests, you're going to die. But obviously I'm not going to do anything until you're out of the forest. You guys can continue to hang out there if you want. How about you come over here so I have some kind of real defender? Alright, the pike is going to need to heal. Might as well get over with the medic unit. Hero Werewolf now also has to heal. Alright, all these units will be back to full. We're not attacking anything this turn. So we got a pretty good army now ready to go. But do I really need to retreat from these guys? We'll just take a step away for this turn. rather than cover them with units. I'll just road this tile this turn. I could cover them with knights or something. Oh, it's a city raider mace. Yeah, that's... As soon as it has no defensive bonuses, that's an easy kill because he has no combat promotions. Like, that's an anti-siege, anti-city unit, not useful otherwise. So, as soon as I get rifling tech, I will have to stop to research military tradition. But once I have military tradition, I can turn every one of these knights into cavalry. I've got the money for upgrades. I'm England. I'm freaking rich. I was like, I'm England. I'm rich. Oh, and the other thing I want to do is I want to start shifting units back to Old Town Road. Old Town Road's a better basing spot because from Old Town Road I can go 1, 2, or I can go 1, 2, 3 onto this tile right here, and I can be right next to Rajavihara. I don't want to do that until I'm ready to take the city, though. All right, so this is going to be the special Great General Healing Mace. Or Mace, Knight. So here's the other thing you can do. You can lead troops as a Warlord, grant 20 XP. You can apply the XP to more than one unit, which I think most of you have played this game a lot, are familiar with, but you can, like, you can put 5 units on a tile and each of them get 4 XP, and this can be really helpful sometimes if you have a bunch of units that are all at 1 promotion, and then you sprinkle XP to get them all to 2 promotions. That can be really, really helpful. But by attaching a Great General to a unit, you also unlock certain promotions that normally you can't get. So watch, I need Combat 1, then I want Medic, then I want Medic 2, and then I want Medic 3. You get an extra 15%. Super good. Now, if I can win 1 battle, I can unlock the promotion that gives you an extra movement point for 3 movement. There are all sorts of crazy stuff you can do with 3 movement tile, because normally you can't get 3 movement on a unit in Civ 4. But with a Great General, you can. I should also whip something here, but the university's close enough to finishing it can just finish naturally. Yes, so this... Why don't you road this, and then the other workers can come join in and help out. I don't know. Dump half a turn into mining that terrible desert hill tile. Something like that. Help this lumber mill. Alright, there we go. Oh no, the barbs got upgraded to longbows. Are you kidding me? Like 1 turn, I was literally just gonna attack from the boat and kill it with the with the war elephant. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Okay. Well, we're gonna need to come back for more units then. Oh, well that's true. Gunships have more. Gunships are a special case. That's really amazing. I guess we're not taking that city right now. Alright, there we go. Conversion there. I guess that guy's not quite there. Let's see if we can ask Gilgamesh to convert. Could you spare this for a good friend? So he'll do it if I pay him, which I think I am willing to do, but not on this turn because I'm trying to finish rifling. And then I might be spending on upgrades. But yeah, I think I will be willing to give him a little money for that. Also, I ran the demos on Hammurabi for too long, but that's okay. Actually going to need to run them on Wynakoppak for a turn, because I'm about to lose them with him. I'm not putting a whole bunch into Suryavarman, because frankly, Suryavarman's going to die, and there's no, and then I would lose out on all the espionage points I would put on him. Also, no, what are you doing? Why in the world did the city default to that tile? That's bizarre. Yeah, why don't you work this tile? Okay, much better. Oh, I don't have the lighthouse done yet. Okay, that's why, because it's too. Okay, because the lighthouse wasn't done yet. But still, come on. 124 beats 200. Come on. All right, poached. Poached needs to get ready to whip something. Oh, look at all the happiness here. We have 18 military units in poached. So yeah. What's the trigger for barbs getting longbow? It's when they get them. It's when certain number of AIs have that tech, I believe. They do research techs, but they mostly get them because a certain number of AIs have picked it up. Anyway, so we'll go ahead and whip here at Dune for the stock exchange. It'll grow right back onto that tile. And I don't think I ever whipped this, so it's past time. It's kind of, yeah, I should have done that quite a while ago. Alright, so let's see where these units move, and then this will be our last turn, the post-Golden Age turn. Well, we're still at 1,000 beakers per turn, even outside of the Golden Age. That's pretty darn good. So now we just need military tradition. Alright. Yep, there's our redcoats. So redcoats are the same as rifles. The one difference is they get plus 25% versus gunpowder units. I believe that there was an earlier... Boy, there was some version of Civ way back in the day where they were 16 strength instead of 14, and they were like absolutely ridiculous. But that's no longer the case. So we'll go Grocer here. Just keep getting these knights. Couldn't quite one turn that one. Alright, so here's the stuff. How many stock exchanges do we have, by the way? I think we're close to enough to unlock... I think I'd rather work the cottage, honestly. Because we're no longer in a golden age. Oh, I need to come back here and I need to get windmills on these tiles. I'll see if I can shift a worker up here. So don't really need the lighthouse. I'd still prefer to work the land-based tiles for the moment. So we'll go Grocer. We've got plenty of happiness. What we need is more health. How are we doing on theaters? 2 so far. I don't think it gets 50% against cavalry. I'd have to double check that. Hold on, I'll look in a second. All right, so I think we want stock exchange here next. Yeah, stock exchange. Also, we need to get a cottage on this tile. Running out of tiles to work. And I would definitely prefer a scientist over those terrible spy specialists that the AI likes to run. Run the scientists instead. Well, no. Engineer's okay. Alright, so now we've got the lighthouse done. And what do we need here next? Forge. Get the forge done next. Keep on trucking there. Alright, so what are our demos now that we're out of Golden Age? Still #1 in GMP. Actually, look at this. We're right at with the leaders in production and food, even outside of Golden Age. That's not bad. Also getting close to taking over Rival Worst in power. Not bad. Yep, Sulla's Golden Age has ended. Very sad. Alright, 9 more turns for Taj. That's a little bit unfortunate. But I don't think I can speed that up. Oh, you know what? I could chop... Actually, I can speed that up. I can chop in the 3rd ring. Let's do that. This is worth doing. I can chop in the 3rd ring for victory. Just to speed that up by a turn or 2. Get back into nationhood. Alright, so they got another little stack coming in here, but it's like, come on. By this point in time, if I could handle those giant stacks, I can handle these dudes. And I also can start upgrading, although I'm actually more interested in upgrading my knights into cabs as opposed to upgrading like a mace into a redcoat. I'm more interested in that. Let's look at the redcoat as comparison to the rifle, shall we? Where are they? All right, here we go. So rifleman, 14 strength, gunpowder unit, 110 cost, plus 25% burst mounted. These units are supposed to counter cavalry, but they really don't, because they're only, what, 25% added to that is like strength 17-ish, whereas calves are strength 15 base, and it's very easy for calves to get pinch plus 25% against gunpowder units. It's much harder for rifles to get to formation. So even though these guys are supposed to counter calves, they really don't. So the only difference for redcoats is they also get plus 25% against gunpowder units, and that is quite nice. It makes them much better at killing other rifles, or of course at gunpowder units. Anyway, so continuing to trying to get Bargrass with Gilgamesh. Once I have Bargrass with Gilgamesh, I'll just run espionage points evenly against everybody. But until I get to that point, I have to keep working at it. All right, so yeah, they've still got some dudes over here. That does mean I can probably get over here, though, and get ready to road this tile. because there's no one on these tiles. And remember, there's no horses in Suryavarman's territory, so he can't hit me. He can't hit me from... He can't hit units on that tile, kind of shockingly. I would love to chop these forests, but not in position to do that just yet. Okay, so where's my medic knight? I want to move the knights that are not medics over to Old Town Road, because that's going to be my new staging area. Alright. Who's not injured? Where's the medic knight? Oh, this guy still needs... Some of these guys still need to heal. I'll just move the ones that aren't one at a time. Cavalry does count as mounted, yes. Units only have one type in this game. It's not like they can have multiple tags. They only have one type in Civ 4. Now you can be turned into a redcoat all for 140. That'll probably be worth doing, but like I said, I'm more interested in getting knights into cabs first. Alright, you're full health. Again, I know this is tedious, but some of these guys are like healing and some of them are not. So it's much easier just to do it one at a time. Alright. You're good to go. Alright, another dude. More guys. Okay, so most of the knights are full health and ready to go. I mean, as soon as I turn these guys into cabs, they're just gonna destroy the enemy really, really hard. I know I've been talking about like drafting redcoats, but honestly, just using cavalry is even more effective in a lot of ways. I just need a couple redcoats to defend the stack, and then the calves will be able to do the rest, I think. Oh, boy, I'm an idiot. It wasn't even the knight. It was the it was this war elephant that was actually the one who was the medic unit. Oh well. Right, redcoats mean I don't have to sacrifice cats. Exactly. All I have to do is take out the city defenses. Once I take out the city defenses, the cavalry will just be able to romp. In fact, they can kill longbows without even needing to take down the walls, but it's smarter to remove the defenses, obviously, because you suffer fewer losses. All right, so you start clearing that out. Well, I thought I was going to be down there. Yeah, so we got a nice little group of knights here. So we're going to, there's a city right here, by the way. Or not here, excuse me. I think it's on this tile, actually. We'll take these cities and then go from there. I have pretty good coverage of where Suryavarman cities are located, thanks for trading with maps. If I can take over him, I'll be by far the largest civ in the game, and probably won't need to do any more aggression after that. We'll see. I might feel like it. By spacing these out a week apart, I kind of avoid getting too fatigued on the individual game, which is nice. Because like when you play all the turns day after day, sometimes it can get pretty fatiguing, but hey, like I said, it's not that bad if I space it out. Alright, there we go. So spread religion and Alright, so that's one lumber mill down. Interesting that the windmills are actually better right now than the lumber mills are. But in any case, let's get the tiles over here. No, not the archer. I'm going to road both tiles to start. I have no idea what you need to do. Probably road over here, because I probably want to be able to move over there, down the road. Alright, so like I said, this is a good stopping point. We've defended our territory. We are in a position where we don't have to really worry about the Suryavarman. And then next week, we go on the counterattack. Like I said, final demos if you want to see. I am almost #1 in GMP at 0% research, which is really good. Demos are starting to look more and more solid here. If we put it to break even, so we're still positive at 70%. Really nice. So yeah, we're #1 at break even by a good margin, and that will go up by even more if we can start absorbing these cities. I mean, look how many cities Suryavarman has. He's got a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He's got 12 cities, I mean, that's like as many as I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, we have the same. Or maybe I have one more because of my capital. He might even be willing to give me a city for peace. Oh, no, I haven't taken enough territory. The AI is very stingy about giving away cities in this game, and rightfully so. It was much too willing to give them away for peace in Civ 3. Way too willing to just give them away. Okay, so yep, that'll do it for today. Was it 1460? So we'll stop the Civ stream here. We'll pick it up this same place next week on Civ Fridays. And if you're interested, I will show you some pictures for my trip right now, the trip to Australia. So let's get that set up.